Chapter 696. The war between the Yang family and the Xing family was about to break out. This was something that no one had expected. All these years, the Xing family had been bullying the Yang family. This was something that everyone in the war clan knew. However, as long as there were people, there would be conflict. Even within the same family, there would be conflicts between the ancient families. They could work together against the demons, but they would still compete with each other in peaceful days. In the past few thousand years, the Xing family had grown tremendously while the Yang family had declined. The Xing family had always wanted to kick the Yang family out of the war clan and strip them of their status as a war clan. However, the war clan had its own rules. The Yang family's bloodline power had not been completely destroyed, so they naturally would not be kicked out of the war clan. They would only be kicked out of the war clan after the war bloodline of the Yang family was abolished. Even if the Yang family had contributed greatly to the human race since ancient times, they could not blame anyone for not being able to maintain their position. War clans usually did not allow large-scale civil wars. This was a rule that had been set long ago. However, in the eyes of many large factions, rules were meant to be broken. The Xing family planned to break this rule today. After Xing Laoyang gave the order, the saints of the Xing family went all out and prepared to kill all the saints of the Yang family. At this moment, someone struck out first. The person struck out with startling speed. By the time Xing Laoyang reacted, a sword had already pierced his chest. If it were not for his saint armor, the sword probably would have pierced through his body. Even so, Xing Laoyang was still sent flying while coughing up blood. "Go back to where you came from, Xing family." A calm voice rang out in the sky. The voice did not have any authority, but it had an unquestionable aura. Yu Chang'en. The saints of the Yang clan were shocked to see the person who had forced Xing Laoyang to retreat with a single move. The traitor they had suspected earlier actually possessed such great combat prowess. They could not understand how he had grown to this level no matter how hard they racked their brains. They were extremely frustrated. They had actually suspected Yu Chang'en to be a traitor without any evidence. They really deserved to die. "Who are you? I don't remember the Yang family having someone like you." Xing Laoyang glared at Yu Chang'en and asked. "You don't need to care who I am. The Yang family is not a place where you can behave atrociously. Get lost." Yu Chang'en said calmly. Good, I was just careless just now, that's why I lost. Let me tell you now, the Yang family is doomed. You alone cannot change the fact." Xing Laoyang shouted, waving the fire dragon barrier in his hand towards Yu Chang'en. The fire dragon barrier was a rather unique combat weapon. It was like a spring that could shrink and contract at will. The head of the weapon was a net forged from top-grade saint materials. There were 81 sharp blades hanging in the net. Once one was caught in the net, they would definitely kill any living being. This kind of weapon was not easy to use, but Xing Laoyang had cultivated it for many years, and it had become his natal weapon, so he could use it with ease. The fire shield was like a dragon as it rushed towards Yu Chang'en. It was as if the sky was being torn apart by the black flame. The burning and devouring power of the black flame was extremely terrifying. The other saints of the Xing family did not make a move. From their perspective, it would be best to wait for Xing Laoyang to defeat Yu Chang'en and destroy the Yang family's spirit before taking down the Yang family in one go. The people of the Yang family did not make a move either. It was not that they did not want to, but if they dared to make a move, the people of the Xing family would make a move as well. It was better to see if Yu Chang'en could withstand Xing Laoyang's attack. Yu Chang'en held a normal longsword. He did not seem to have any explosive power, but the sword in his hand was gently swung out. Suddenly, a sword intent appeared in the sky. That terrifying sword intent contained an indestructible power, and clashed with the fire dragon. Rip! The power of the fire dragon was actually cut in half by the sword intent, and thick black flames scattered in all directions. The saints were not idiot. They felt a unique aura from Yu Chang'en. That was the power of martial arts. Sword Dao. You have cultivated a type of Sword Dao. Xing Laoyang felt Yu Chang'an's power and screamed. When anyone reached the saint level, they would pay more attention to finding their own martial arts. Every type of martial arts was extraordinary. Not every saint could comprehend it. Only 1 or 2 out of 100 saints were lucky enough to cultivate their own martial arts. Yu Chang'an had cultivated his own Sword Dao, which shocked all the saints. It's good that you know. You can all back off. Do not touch the Yang family anymore, Yu Chang'an said calmly. Although he had cultivated a Sword Dao, it did not mean he had the power to stop so many people of the Xing family. However, it should not be difficult for him to kill 1 or 2 saints of the Xing family. Elder Chang'an is right. You should all go back. The Yang family is not to be trifled with. A saint of the Yang family stepped forward and yelled at the people of the Xing family. This was the saint of the Yang family's azure bloodline. His name was Yang Molu. His power was at the 5th level of the celestial rune realm. At the same time, he was Yang Qingxing's uncle. Haha, do you really think you're invincible after cultivating a Sword Dao? Our Xing family also has people who have cultivated martial arts. Besides, our power is more than enough to crush your Yang family. Why would we leave without any result? If you know what's good for you, you should choose to be our subordinate force. Perhaps we can let you go, Xing Laoyang laughed. Why waste time talking to them? Let's fight. Xing Mingyang said faintly. Then, he looked at Yu Chang'an and said, Leave him to me. Mingyang, he's my prey. Take the others and destroy them. I have the fire dragon barrier. Even if he has a Sword Dao, it's nothing. Xing Laoyang responded. His aura rose as the black flame formed a Xinghua god behind him. The Xinghua god was a totem condensed from the Xinghua Qi of the Xing clan. It looked ferocious like a fiery ghost. It had 6 arms, each holding a different fire weapon, and could command all kinds of fire. Yu Chang'an knew it would be difficult to resolve. He sighed and said, Then let's fight. He released all of his power. 10 star patterns covered him. He had reached the pinnacle saint level. No wonder he was so confident. Xing Laoyang had only reached the 9th level of the star pattern realm. He was still at the pinnacle of the high-level saint level. He hadn't taken that step yet, so he couldn't become a pinnacle saint. The 9th level of the star pattern realm was only 1 star pattern away from the 10th level. However, the difference between the two wasn't as simple as a small level. It was an entire realm. If one didn't have a secret technique to increase their power, it was impossible to fight someone of a higher level. As the leader of the Xing family, Xing Laoyang's power was naturally extraordinary. He could easily fight against a 12th level saint. He used all of his strength to activate the fire dragon barrier. He merged with the fire dragon barrier and formed a black fire dragon. It attacked Yu Chang'an crazily. The heaven and earth were in chaos. Yu Chang'an looked serious. A sword net formed around him. It was his black tortoise Sword Dao that combined both attack and defense. The sword intent that filled the sky swept the heaven and earth. The sharp sword intent could destroy anything. At the same time, the sword intent formed layers of defense around Yu Chang'an. Anyone who came close would be shredded into dust by the sword intent. Xing Laoyang and Yu Chang'an unleashed their most powerful attacks. The world around them shook, and Saint Qi splashed in all directions. The power was terrifying. The fire dragon was fierce. It charged again and again. The sky within 100 miles was affected. Fire dragon bodies could be seen everywhere. It was a shocking scene. The black tortoise Sword Dao was even more extraordinary. It was a pinnacle Sword Dao. Each sword light contained 30 times more power than Yu Chang'an. The fire dragon was knocked away again and again. It couldn't get close to Yu Chang'an. The saints around were shocked. They just realized how terrifying Yu Chang'an's power was. You guys hold the line for me. I'll fight him with my cousin. Xing Mingyang couldn't help it. He waved his Nether Sun Wheel and attacked. Fire Wheel Devouring Tao. Once upon a time, Xing Mingyang was a peerless genius who could be compared to Yang Taihe. He had already comprehended his own path. His Dharma wheel contained the power of destruction and devouring. It belonged to the martial arts path of the two paths. A huge fire wheel spun. The black Xing fire formed a sea of fire. A fire vortex formed in the sea of fire. It produced a strong devouring power and absorbed most of the sword intent. Xing Laoyang had Xing Mingyang to share the burden. The two of them were equally powerful. They were a great threat when they worked together. They finally suppressed Yu Chang'an's sword Dao. The Xing family wanted to attack the Yang family. They hesitated for a while and didn't move. They believed that Xing Laoyang and Xing Mingyang could suppress Yu Chang'an. It wouldn't be too late to take down the Yang family after they took down Yu Chang'an. Numbers don't mean you can bully those with fewer people. Yu Chang'an's face was filled with anger. The spirit of Black Tortoise behind him looked majestic. Countless sword chi slashed out. He forced the two high-level saints of the Xing family to retreat by himself. Wherever the sword intent went, Xing Laoyang and Xing Mingyang couldn't defend themselves. Their saint robes were cut into pieces. The sword intent seeped into their bodies. Blood splattered everywhere. Yu Chang'an was indeed powerful. The Yang family felt their blood boil. They felt that with him here, the Yang family would be able to defend themselves. Elder Chang'an, let me give you a hand. Suddenly, Yang Mulu exclaimed and rushed toward the battlefield. No one expected Yang Mulu to have such courage. But as soon as he rushed over, he was in danger. He was forced to crash into Yu Chang'an by Xing Laoyang's power. Yu Chang'an caught him. Who would have thought that something would happen at this time? Bang! Chapter 697. Yang Mulu suddenly attacked Yu Chang'an. This was something that no one expected. Yang Mulu was a true member of the Yang family. Now that the Yang family was on the brink of death, he actually betrayed them. The real traitor had appeared. Yu Chang'an also didn't expect Yang Mulu to attack him. His martial arts that combined both attack and defense could not be broken by Yang Mulu's strength. However, when he received Yang Mulu's attack just now, his defense was weakened. Moreover, the two of them were very close to each other. Even if he had the ability to reach the heavens, he couldn't react in time. Yu Chang'an was hit. He spat out a mouthful of blood. The moment he was attacked, his swordsmanship turned, and tens of thousands of sword chi shot towards Yang Mulu. However, Xing Laoyang and Xing Mingyang seemed to have expected this. When Yu Chang'an counterattacked, the two of them gave it their all. Fire Dragon Flip, Black Sun Engulf. The two saints' innate powers exploded at the same time. A black fire dragon stirred the heaven and earth. A bright sun engulfed everything. The terrifying power even forced the saints around to back off. Yu Chang'an's sword chi had just injured Yang Mulu, but it was drowned by the two innate powers. He was forced to withdraw his attack to protect himself. After the fierce attack ended, Yu Chang'an was forced to retreat a few thousand feet. His whole body was in a sorry state. The corner of his mouth was still bleeding. His defensive power was shattered. The current Yang family. Sigh. Yu Chang'an uncovered the wound on his chest. He revealed a deep disappointment. Mulu Yu, you're actually a traitor. Yang Muzhen shouted at Yang Mulu. Yang Mulu was his blood brother. He actually betrayed the Yang family. This was a fact that he couldn't accept. Yang Mulu, do you know the consequences of betraying the family? Yang Qingxing glared at Yang Mulu. Even though the Yang family was in chaos, there had never been a traitor. They really didn't expect that a saint would betray the family. They always thought that the traitor was just a normal saint. However, Yang Mulu was a level 5-star mark saint. He had an extraordinary position in the Yang family. Haha, the current Yang family is no longer worthy of my service. I want to become the patriarch of the Yang family and serve the Xing family. Yang Mulu revealed a fanatical expression. Mulu, not bad. Xing Laoyang smiled. If all of you surrender together, you may still have a chance to live. If you continue to resist, only death awaits you. Xing Mingyang said calmly. Yu Chang'an was injured by them, and Xing Hua's devouring power had entered his body. The firepower was devouring his life force. If he didn't force Xing Hua out of his body in time, his injuries would only worsen. That was why Xing Laoyang and Xing Mingyang were so calm. My dear brother, why did you do this? Yang Muzhen stared at Yang Molu and questioned. Since all of you are about to die, I'll let you understand. Not only did you want to replace the Black Tortoise bloodline, but you also wanted to kill all the geniuses of the Black Tortoise bloodline one by one so that you could continue to be the patriarch with peace of mind. In the future, you would even pass the position to your son so that your bloodline could occupy the patriarch position for a long time. I don't care about any of this. What I care about most is that you killed my son. He was only slightly weaker than you and was also one of the candidates for the patriarch position. You used unscrupulous means to get yourself the patriarch position and even put the Yang family into internal strife for a long time. Yang Mulu, don't talk nonsense. Yang Qingxing rebuked angrily. Then, he shouted, You traitor, after this battle, all of your descendants will die because of you. I've already done so. Why would I wait for you to kill them? After today, the Yang clan will be mine. Everything will be under my control. Yang Mulu sneered. Then, he bowed to Xing Laoyang and said, Lord Laoyang, please kill all of them to prevent any more trouble. It's time to kill them all. Xing Laoyang smiled faintly and quickly made his move. His target was not the other members of the Yang clan, but Yang Mulu. Yang Mulu was covered by the fire dragon dome. His body was instantly turned into a pool of blood. He didn't even have the chance to resist before he was killed. Until his death, Yang Mulu couldn't understand why the Xing clan would kill him. Didn't they say that he would be the patriarch of the Yang clan and control the Yang clan? The members of the Yang clan watched as Yang Mulu was killed. They were deeply shocked. The Xing clan was really here to kill. From now on, the Yang clan will be removed from the War Clan world. Why would they still keep such a huge threat? How foolish! Xing Laoyang said with disdain. Then, he gave Xing Mingyang a look. Once again, they worked together to attack Yu Chang'an. This time, the other members of the Xing clan didn't stay idle. They all attacked the Yang clan saints. Yu Chang'an had no choice but to stand at the front. He was injured, and his sword Dao power was weakened. However, it wasn't a problem for him to block Xing Laoyang and Xing Mingyang. The biggest problem was that the other saints were no match for the other saints of the Xing clan. In the end, it was inevitable that they would all be killed. Do you really think you have us? Ancestral item. Yang Qingxing looked at the members of the Xing clan and shouted. A green longsword soared into the sky. Its shocking aura shocked everyone. The ancestral item of the Azure clan, the Azure Godly Sword. This was a Jade Moon Realm combat weapon. It was also known as the Godly Sword of Heaven. It was beyond the category of saint weapons. Moreover, this godly sword contained the will of the Yang clan's ancestor. Yang Qingxing could explode with even more power with it. Swoosh! Swoosh! In an instant, Yang Qingxing slashed out several tens of thousands of sword light. The sword lights broke through the space. The sharp sword intent could threaten any high-level saint. The Xing clan saints were forced back by Yang Qingxing's move. This was a godly sword. They couldn't block it. They would be killed instantly. Spread out and take him down one by one. This godly sword is mine. One of the Xing clan's saints shouted. He turned into a ghostly figure and charged at Yang Qingxing. One had to admit that this saint was bold. He wasn't afraid of Yang Qingxing, who was holding a godly sword. In the next moment, he knew he was wrong. Yang Qingxing was able to become the Yang clan's patriarch because he had already cultivated to the 6th-star mark realm. Together with the godly sword, he could even fight against an opponent with a 8th or 9th star mark realm. Before the Xing clan saints could even get close, They were already injured by the might of his godly sword. This godly sword is too powerful. 2 more join me. The injured Xing clan's saint cried out. Therefore, 2 more Xing clan's saints charged at Yang Qingxing. The other saints went to find their own opponent. Yu Chang'an was fighting 2 saints by himself. Yang Qingxing was fighting 3 saints by himself. The pressure on the other Yang clan's saints was greatly reduced. They realized that if they didn't go all out today, they wouldn't be able to see tomorrow's sunrise. Therefore, they all unleashed their battle chi and engaged in a fierce battle with the Xing clan's saints. With the start of the Holy War, how vast was its influence! Within the territory of the Yang family, most of the people felt the fluctuations of the battle in the 9th heaven, and everyone was frightened. The people in the Yang clan's territory were all flustered. They realized that the moment of life and death for their clan had arrived. The Xing clan's saints are here. They've started a holy war. Do they really want to exterminate our Yang clan? See if there's any other saint elder in seclusion. Quickly call him out for help. I didn't expect our Yang clan to be exterminated again. If only I had the power of a saint, I would be able to serve the clan. Damn the Xing clan. If the clan can survive today, I will cultivate with all my might so that I can protect the clan better in the future. The 2 guardian saint demons of the Yang clan rushed out. Among the 2 guardian saint demons, Qing Feng was the strongest. She was an advanced demon saint and was one of the guardian elders cultivated by Gong Xilan. The other guardian saint demon was a green-eyed wolf. It was a spirit demon that cultivated Wood Xian Qi and had reached the intermediate demon saint realm. Qing Feng rushed into the saint realm battlefield with light steps to share the pressure of the Yang clan's saints. Her advanced demon saint aura was rather terrifying. Her palms flashed like butterflies. Streaks of green wind transformed into blades and enveloped a Xing clan saint. The green-eyed wolf fought in his true form. His eyes glowed with 2 terrifying beams of light. It was as if the entire world was bound by these 2 beams of light. No one could break free. The Xing clan saints were all level 5 astral runes. They also had earth chi that boosted their battle strength. The Yang clan saints were no match for them. If the 2 guardian saint demons didn't help, they would all be wiped out in a short time. Just when everyone thought that they could stop the Xing clan's attack, a terrifying fire hammer suddenly smashed down at Yu Chang'an. Yu Chang'an was already having a hard time fending off Xing Laoyang and Xing Mingyang, but the fire hammer that came crashing down from the sky had the strength of a top-tier saint. He hastily blocked the attack, but he was still smashed down from the sky. You guys have really disappointed me by dragging it out until now to destroy a small Yang clan. An old voice sounded in the air. The fire hammer smashed down continuously. Many Yang clan saints were severely injured and vomited blood. The fire hammer was a semi-divine weapon that belonged to the Xing clan. It was wielded by a saint demon saint. He could easily wipe out everyone here. If Yu Chang'an wasn't injured by the sneak attack, he might be able to stop it. But now, he couldn't do it alone. The Yang clan's saints and 2 beast saints were threatened by this saint demon saint. They looked desperate. The saint demon saint didn't show up. He ordered, "I want them all dead in an hour." Xing Laoyang, Xing Mingyang and the others knew who this saint demon saint was. They hurriedly responded with respect, "Yes, sir." Just when they were about to kill the Yang clan, a voice sounded from the Yang clan's land. "You want to destroy my Yang clan? Have you asked for my permission?" Chapter 698. The voice was filled with anger and everyone in the 9 heavens could hear it clearly. Both the Xing and Yang family members were shocked. They had heard a voice that should not have appeared again. The Yang family's great-grandmother was not dead? This thought appeared in everyone's mind. One of the Xing family members who reacted quickly exclaimed, "Oh no, we've been tricked." The Xing family's sages lost their will to fight as they prepared to retreat. The Xing family sage, who had not appeared all this while, exclaimed, "You're just playing tricks. Even if you're not dead, it's just a momentary recovery of consciousness. It's not worth mentioning. Watch how I destroy the Yang family. The fire hammer fell from the sky and struck towards the Yang family's spatial enchantment. However, before the fire hammer could land, a walking stick flew out. The walking stick turned into the shadow of a phoenix and collided with the fire hammer, causing the power of the fire hammer to crumble inch by inch. The sages quickly dodged, afraid that they would be affected by the impact. The fire hammer did not stop there. It struck 18 times in an instant, each strike in a different direction. It was as if it was determined to destroy the Yang family's enchantment. If I don't teach you a lesson, you'll think that the Yang family is easy to bully. Gong Xilan's voice continued to ring out. She struck out with her walking stick continuously, blocking the fire hammer's power. Some of the walking stick's power even hit the void. Bang! The power that hit the void was so strong that it shook the space. There was a scream. The Xing family's top-tier sage was severely injured. Die, Xing family members. After Gong Xilan succeeded in her attack, she continued to attack. The power of her walking stick transformed into a phoenix and flew into the sky. The destructive power was extremely terrifying. Once hit by the phoenix, even a sage would die. The Xing family's sages panicked. They quickly retreated, not daring to block the power of this attack. Suddenly, a burst of power appeared. The void was torn apart and all of Gong Xilan's attacks were erased. A voice rang out, Gong Xilan, I didn't expect you to have the strength to use your dying strike. Why don't you come out and fight with me? A short old man walked out from the void with his body bowed. He did not exude any power and was also holding a walking stick. He was one of those old immortals. When the Xing family saints saw this elder, they all bowed respectfully and said, Greetings, Supreme Guardian. In the Xing clan, those who were able to become supreme protectors were all people who had reached the heavens. The person in front of him was someone who had reached the Jade Moon realm, Xingqiang. If you want to fight, then let's fight. I'm not afraid of you. Gong Xilan responded in a domineering manner, and her body quietly appeared above the ninth heaven. The saints of the Yang family were overjoyed and exclaimed, Greetings, great-grandmother. They thought that Gong Xilan was dead, but who would have thought that not only was she not dead, she seemed to have completely recovered. She looked a lot younger, and her entire body was filled with an incomparably powerful aura. Could it be that great-grandmother faked her death? The Yang clan saints asked in their hearts. In fact, the Xing family also had the same thought. They felt that they might have really fallen into a trap. Fortunately, one of their supreme elders had come. Otherwise, they would have all been annihilated here. Gong Xilan, you really are a good schemer. Xingqiang looked at the much younger Gong Xilan and said coldly, Humph, your Xing clan has wild ambitions. You want to destroy our Yang clan? As long as I'm in the Yang clan, you can forget about it. Gong Xilan coldly snorted and swung her walking stick at Xingqiang. The blue Luan cried out in alarm, and the walking stick radiated light. This was the power of the Jade Moon realm. It wasn't something that the Star Rune realm could compare to. The Jade Moon realm was the power above the Star Rune realm. People who reached this realm were called Heavenly God. Xingqiang was also a Jade Moon realm expert. He also swung his walking stick. Black flames formed a poisonous brown that stung the blue Luan. When the two waves of power collided, spatial cracks appeared, and spatial turbulence appeared. The destructive power was frightening. It wasn't easy to determine the victor in a short time in a battle of this level. However, Gong Xilan clearly didn't have the patience to exchange blows with Xingqiang. She had just exchanged a blow with Xingqiang when her other hand stabbed out with the Yang clan's ancestral weapon. Xingqiang didn't expect Gong Xilan to have something else up her sleeve. When the dragon-defying spear transformed into a dragon, he was given a fright. The power of the bright moon appeared on his body and enveloped him. He placed his walking stick before his chest and used all his strength to block the attack. Rumble! Rumble! The dragon-defying spear was even more terrifying than the azure divine sword. Under Gong Xilan's full power, it was like an extremely powerful true dragon rampaging through the world. Xing Chang's defensive power was shattered and he was heavily injured. Gong Xilan, you win. Let's go. Xing Chang was heavily injured and scared out of his wits. He did not dare to stay any longer. With a wave of his hand, he unleashed a wave of spatial power, enveloping Xing Laoyang, Xing Mingyang, and the others. He broke through space and brought them away. If I let you escape just like that, where will my Yang clan's face go? Gong Xilan didn't plan on letting it go. She shouted and threw the dragon-defying spear. Bang! The dragon-defying spear soared into the 9 heavens like a true dragon and slammed into the void. The destructive power stabbed towards Xing Chang, who had fled 10,000 miles away. Xing Chang was protecting 20 saints and couldn't completely dodge. He was struck by the dragon-defying spear's power and a wave of blood splattered into the void. Ah! Gong Xilan, my Xing clan will destroy your Yang clan in the future. Xing Chang was stabbed and a few of the saints he was protecting were affected by the dragon-defying spear's power. Their saint bodies exploded and their saint souls couldn't escape either. They died on the spot. The other living sages of the Xing clan were all drenched in cold sweat. The destructive power of the Yang clan's ancestral armament was simply too terrifying. As expected of a battle weapon that had been stained with the blood of countless supreme experts. Even their Xing clan's ancestral armament was inferior to it. The saints of the Xing clan successfully escaped. The saints of the Yang clan survived. They barely managed to hold on in this defensive battle. Yang Qingxing, you're the clan leader and you don't even know that there's a traitor in the clan. You should give your position to the younger generation and just focus on being the clan's protector. Gong Xilan immediately reprimanded Yang Qingxing after defeating the Xing clan. Yang Qingxing's face was filled with unwillingness. Great-grandmother, I don't accept this. How much have I done for the Yang clan? Without waiting for Yang Qingxing to finish speaking, Gong Xilan interrupted him and said, Don't talk about your meager achievements, a mistake is a mistake, hand over the azure divine sword. With that, she reached out and took the azure godly sword from Yang Qingxing's hand. Yang Qingxing's face was ashen. He didn't dare to retort. He was afraid that this great-grandmother would really use his past mistakes to send him into eternal damnation. No matter how strong the azure godly sword was, they didn't have an immortal level figure. This was their weakness. No matter how many saints they had, they couldn't compare to an immortal level figure. Everyone returned to the discussion hall. I have something to say to you. Gong Xilan glanced at the saints and said. After pausing for a moment, she waved at Yu Chang'an, come here. Yu Chang'an didn't refuse. He was injured but it wouldn't take his life in a short period of time. When he just arrived in front of Gong Xilan sent a palm strike at him. He actually sensed Gong Xilan's attack and wanted to block it. But when this thought surfaced, he gave up. Bang! This palm strike didn't hurt him. It was just a gentle energy that entered his body. It forced out the Xinghua in his body. Xinghua has the ability to devour. Even if it's just a trace of it, it would make people feel unbearable. I helped you remove most of it. There's still a little left. You should be able to force it out yourself, Gong Xilan said. Yu Chang'an bowed. Thank you, great-grandmother. You are still so arrogant. Forget it. After this matter is settled, you can leave the Yang clan anytime. Gong Xilan showed a trace of disappointment. After saying that, she quickly returned to the Yang clan. Yu Chang'an also returned. He didn't head to the Yang clan's discussion hall. He stayed in the Yang clan because he wanted to protect his mother. If it wasn't for his mother, he would have left long ago. This family never gave him any sense of belonging. Inside the Yang clan's discussion hall, Gong Xilan directly sat on the clan leader's seat. The others stood on her left and right. No one dared to sit. All of them bowed and obediently waited for their great-grandmother to lecture them. Gong Xilan swiftly said, Quickly decide on the next clan leader. You must be motivated and be able to unite the clansmen. Our Yang clan relied on unity to fight for the world. In these few hundred years, our Yang clan has been declining. We are always involved in internal strife. The other clans have long treated us as a joke. Also, when you have nothing to do, go into seclusion and cultivate. If you really can't make any progress in your cultivation, come out and give pointers to the younger generation. Otherwise, what awaits our Yang clan is a dead end. Today the Xing clan came to invade. Who knows if there will be other powers coming tomorrow? Furthermore, the demons have always been eyeing us. Even though we have restrained ourselves in these few years, we cannot be careless. After pausing for a moment, she said, regarding the matter of the ancestor's spirit, you must pay attention to it. You must not make a big deal out of it. Speak less and cultivate more. Only then can you become stronger. Gong Xilan lectured the saint. These old men who were over 1,000 years old didn't dare to refute. They obediently listened and silently remembered it in their hearts. The lesson that the Xing clan gave them today was too big. If they didn't reflect on it, the Yang clan would be gone. After Gong Xilan finished instructing them, she disappeared from the discussion hall. Just when everyone regained their senses, her voice sounded again. Yu Chang and will be appointed as the clan's supreme protector. His descendants will be given the treatment of heaven's chosen. If anyone dares to disrespect him, kill them without mercy. Yes, great-grandmother. The Yang clan's saints all replied in unison. From today onwards, Yu Chang was destined to write a heavy stroke in the Yang clan's genealogy. Chapter 699. The matter of the Xing clan attacking the Yang clan could not be hidden in the Battle Clan realm. Even though the war race world was vast and boundless, each of the war races had their own powerful figures. Now that the Xing clan and the Yang clan had a fierce conflict, even a Jade Moon realm figure had appeared. It was hard for them not to pay attention. Very quickly, the news of the Xing clan being forced to retreat by the Yang clan spread throughout the Battle Clan realm. The various battle clans did not expect that not only did Gong Xilan not die, she even set up a trap to kill a few Xing clan saints. Her intentions were too deep. Everyone once again had a new understanding of the Yang clan great-grandmother. Without absolute confidence, no one would take the initiative to provoke the Yang clan. One had to know that other than the Yang clan great-grandmother, there was still a beast saint that had not made a move. If it was only a beast saint, the various clans would not pay too much attention to it. However, it was said that this beast saint had lived for countless years and could possibly break through to become a beast god. That was only a guess. It could also be false. In any case, it had only appeared once 5,000 years ago and had not been seen since. No matter what, the Yang clan had avoided a calamity this time and even found the traitor. For a very long time, there should not be any major incidents involving the Xing clan. The Battle Clan realm had its own rules. Since the Xing clan had broken the rules, the other clans would definitely warn them. If they did not care about the warning and continued to act on their own, they would definitely be killed by the other clans. The various battle clans were all clans that had contributed greatly to the human race. Even though they fought for their own sake, they did so within the rules. If any of the clans tried to exterminate them before their battle blood was completely destroyed, they would not tolerate it. Other than that, there was another piece of news. The Yang clan great ancestor had appeared once again. The Yang clan's black tortoise bloodline had undergone a new round of awakening. The Yang clan might welcome a new opportunity to become stronger. Regardless of whether this news was true or false, it still attracted the attention of the various clans. The ancient Yang clan had once stood at the top of the various battle clans. If they had the chance to return to their peak, the Battle Clan realm would probably experience a new cycle of alternating prosperity and decline. The Yang clan's forbidden grounds. The Yang clan's forbidden grounds was where the Yang clan great-grandmother lived, and the Yang clan ancestral mausoleum. These two places were not places that anyone could casually enter. Even saints had to ask permission before they could enter. On the third day after the fierce battle between the Yang clan and the Xing clan, at the place where Gong Xilan lived, there was a youngster carrying a medicinal cauldron and pouring medicinal liquid onto a piece of land. The medicinal liquid emitted a dense aura of life. It could accelerate the growth of any life. This medicinal liquid was called regeneration liquid. It was an essential medicinal liquid for alchemy. The Xianyuan family had the tree of rebirth, and the tree of rebirth bore the fruit of rebirth. It was a true divine medicine, and it was precisely because of its existence that the Xianyuan family had never declined. Now, there was someone in the Yang family who could refine the regeneration liquid. If this news were to spread, it would probably cause a great uproar. In Yang Wu's eyes, this regeneration fluid was just an ordinary saint-grade regeneration fluid. If it was a real divine-grade regeneration fluid, even a drop of it could help a saint come back to life. Yang Wu would not tell anyone about this matter. Every formula and pill formula was a secret that could not be passed on. Only his own successor could receive the inheritance, and Yang Wu did not have the intention to find a successor. Alchemy was a special alchemy technique that could use herbs to grow Xiantian pills. This technique could be called an immortal technique. Even saint alchemists in the transcendent realm would not have heard of it. Only divine alchemists would have the chance to come into contact with such knowledge. Yang Wu had obtained Little Hei's alchemy inheritance. It could be said that he had the complete knowledge of alchemy. Even divine alchemists might not know as many alchemy recipes as he did. Little Hei's origin was too extraordinary. 7 days have passed. His vitality has clearly increased. It seems like the alchemy technique has succeeded, Yang Wu said as he patted the soil in satisfaction. If people knew that Yang Taihe was buried under the soil of life, it would be disrespectful of Yang Wu to do such a thing. Yang Wu did not care so much. He had been carefully looking after Yang Taihe for the past few days. He had to prepare the medicinal liquid at any time. It was normal for him to have some resentment in his heart. Moreover, Gong Xilan even wanted to sacrifice him alive. He repaid evil with good. His heart was already broad enough. After pouring the medicinal liquid, Yang Wu sat on the 9 lotus god throne to cultivate. He had gained a lot in the past 7 days. The 9 lotus god throne's power had decreased by 70 to 80%, but as long as it still had a breath of life, it would be of great use to him. However, Yang Wu did not use its power to continue increasing his strength. Instead, he used its power to refine the god's court Dao flower and strengthen his spiritual power. He found that after becoming a saint, he could engage in spiritual battles. He had to plan ahead and make his battle soul stronger. Other than that, he also practiced the black tortoise hegemonic fist to his heart's content. After many rounds of meditation, he realized that only by activating the power of his bloodline could he unleash the power of the black tortoise hegemonic fist. Every punch and every move contained fist intent. The explosive power was very strong, not inferior to the dragon turtle sea turning technique. He also began to study the chaotic heavenly armor art to further fuse it with his bloodline power. He fully activated his war blood talent and had the defense of the black tortoise. It was dozens of times stronger than a martial artist of the same level. If he used the chaotic heavenly armor art, he would be even stronger. Yang Wu was cultivating every moment. He did not want to waste any time. He thought to himself, the transcendent realm is too dangerous. If I don't become a saint, I won't be able to protect myself. Then he thought, there's still half a year left until the 1-year agreement with Master. I have to improve as soon as possible so that I won't be tortured by that old man. Time passed, and the 49th day was finally up. On this day, Gong Xilan and Qing Feng surrounded Yang Wu. Gong Xilan could feel that the life force of Yang Taihe, who was buried in the life soil, had become quite exuberant. Her heart was incomparably happy, and the gaze she used to look at Yang Wu became increasingly benevolent. If it wasn't for Yang Wu, Yang Taihe would have died. She would not have been able to return to the living world. The Yang family would have been wiped out. Can he come out? Gong Xilan asked nervously. Yang Wu pondered for a moment and said, I'm still missing a guiding herb. Gong Xilan's heart was in suspense. Yang Wu didn't wait for her to ask. A dagger had already appeared in his hand, and he cut his wrist. Blood seeped out from his arm and dripped onto the soil of life. He faintly said, refine this guiding herb, and the pill can be formed. The soil of life seemed to have sensed something and released a devouring power, sucking away his blood. When Gong Xilan saw Yang Wu doing this, guilt flashed past her old eyes. She sighed in her heart, I owe this child too much. After Yang Wu let out his blood, his face became pale. He did not plan to sacrifice himself. After letting out a suitable amount of blood, he stopped his bloodline. Actually, planting pills did not require his bloodline. But for his own life, it was better to give up some of his bloodline. I have let out my blood. I hope you can accept my kind intentions and not make things difficult for me. Yang Wu said in his heart. He knew what it meant for his bloodline to revert to its ancestor. If he let Yang Taihe absorb some of it, it would definitely have the effect of a guiding herb. Sure enough, a powerful energy suddenly appeared under the soil of life. A holy light suddenly flickered and appeared. The power of the stars appeared in the 9 heavens. Beams of starlight shot down. The light was incomparably bright and dazzling. It was so dazzling that people could not open their eyes. Profound star chi. This was a power that could only be absorbed by the star pattern realm. Borrowing the power of the stars in the sky, it could erupt with incomparable battle strength. He has activated the power of the stars, Gong Xilan said excitedly. Yang Wu felt that the power of the stars was very majestic. The immortal qi and green bud in his body had the feeling of devouring. They had indeed done so and absorbed a strand of the power of the stars. This gave Yang Wu a big fright. The power of the stars was incomparably powerful. Even if it was just a strand, it was the essence of the stars. It would make him, a small heavenly fish realm warrior, explode. Fortunately, the immortal qi in his body could digest it and replenish the previous loss. Moreover, it was irrigated by the green bud and helped it grow. Suddenly, Yang Wu had a feeling of enlightenment. The power of the stars could grow the green bud and could also strengthen the power of the immortal qi. It was just that with his current strength, he could not absorb the power of the stars unless they took the initiative. Maybe I can discuss with them. The immortal qi definitely does not have consciousness, but the green bud is definitely full of spirit qi. Maybe I can communicate with them. Yang Wu decided on the green bud. Just now, when a strand of the power of the stars entered his body, he could feel that his spotless physique had improved by a little. Maybe he could cooperate with the green bud and forge his body into a saint physique in advance, which was the star saint physique. The power of the stars was getting stronger and stronger. Yang Wu was brought away by Qing Feng to avoid being injured by the power of the stars. The commotion here was not small. Gong Xilan did not want others to know that Yang Taihe had recovered. She activated the formation here and isolated the surroundings. Even a saint would not be able to sense the situation here. The power of the stars continued to fall for more than half a day before it gradually stopped. The life force in the soil of life continued to grow stronger. It was as if what was buried below was not a person, but a star. Once it erupted, it would definitely shake the world. The power of the stars was withdrawn. The heaven and earth profound qi in the surroundings quickly surged over and entered the soil of life. The sacred medicine's essence was swallowed up and the sacred medicine seemed to have shrunk a lot. Only when it was night time did the heaven and earth profound qi completely stop and did not enter the ground. However, the moonlight that was quietly revealed sprinkled down a bit of brilliance that landed on the soil of life. That sacred radiance was different from the rest and attracted everyone's attention. Gong Xilan excitedly said. Could it be that my son? Without waiting for her to finish speaking, a shocking sound rang out. Pung. Chapter 700. The place where the earth of life was located suddenly exploded. A figure quietly jumped out from the ground. It was a man who seemed to be in his early 30s. He had long dark blue hair, a pair of blue eyes, like sparkling and translucent sapphires, very moving. His figure was slender and tall, completely exposed. That golden proportion was enough to make any woman scream crazily. My son, my son! After Gong Xilan saw the person who broke out from the ground, she finally couldn't help but cry. The person who broke out from the ground was Yang Taihe, who was planted by Yang Wu for 49 days. He had finally come back from the dead. Yang Taihe looked towards Gong Xilan. A blue holy robe appeared on his body, covering his body. Then, he appeared in front of Gong Xilan, heavily kneeled down and kowtowed to her, saying, Unfilial child greets mother. Gong Xilan supported Yang Taihe and cried, My son, quickly get up, quickly get up, it's good that you are alive, it's good that you are alive. In her heart, there was nothing more important than her son being alive. Yang Taihe didn't argue. He stood up and looked at his aged mother. His heart was incomparably uncomfortable. He wiped away his mother's tears and said softly, Mother, in the future, leave everything to your son. Okay, mother will listen to you. Gong Xilan promised. Then she pointed at Yang Wu and said, Come, quickly thank this child, if not for this child, I'm afraid mother will never see you again. Yang Taihe's gaze fell on Yang Wu. Yang Wu felt as if there was a vast ocean rolling towards him, forcing him to be unable to open his eyes. Young man, thank you, in the future, this ancestor will cover you, even if you poke the sky, this ancestor will take care of it for you. Yang Taihe confidently promised. 5,000 years, he was miraculously reborn, he would absolutely not repeat the same mistake, the enemy of that year should be trembling. Yang Wu didn't dare to take the credit. He returned the courtesy and said, Senior is blessed by the heavens, Yang Wu is only following the will of the heavens. You know when to advance and when to retreat. You will definitely surpass me in the future. I will definitely give you the opportunity one promised you. Allow me to have a good reunion with my mother, Yang Taihe said seriously. Fenger, help me make arrangements for Yang Wu. Tell those three fellows that they are not allowed to make a big fuss. They are not allowed to divulge the fact that this child possesses the atavistic bloodline. I don't want the matter of a traitor to appear again. If anything happens to Yang Wu, he will be punished with death by 1,000 cut. Gong Xilan instructed. Yes, grandmother. Qing Feng replied and left with Yang Wu. Only Gong Xilan and Yang Taihe, mother and son, were left in the forbidden area. Mother, your lifespan. You don't have to worry about this. In the coming days, let's have a good gathering and let mother enjoy the happiness of a family reunion. Yes, I will be filial to you. It's all thanks to that child Yang Wu. Mother is very grateful to him. Don't worry. That child has our blood running through his veins. We can sense that. I will nurture him well. As soon as Yang Wu was brought out of the forbidden area by Qing Feng, he was stopped by the three holy elders. He's out, he's out. Yang Mingrong said while rubbing his hands. Yang Liu and Yang Liushi looked at Yang Wu. Their eyes were shining as if they thought Yang Wu was a peerless beauty. They wanted to strip him naked. Yang Wu shrunk his neck and thought to himself, Don't tell me these three old fellows have a fetish for young people. Miss Qing Feng, can you leave this young man to us? Yang Liu said to Qing Feng. The three of them had given up on their secluded meditation. They had been waiting for Yang Wu to come out of the forbidden area. They had only one goal, and that was to nurture Yang Wu. They wanted to help Yang Wu become a holy elder within 100 years. Grandmother wants us to not reveal his identity. We just need to treat him like a normal young man. Qing Feng said to Gong Xilan. Yang Liushi quickly shook his head and said, How can we do that? This child has the blood running through his veins. He will receive our strongest inheritance. We need to help him become stronger quickly. That's right. We can't treat this child lightly. Yang Mingrong said. Grandmother said that she doesn't want to see a traitor. You should think about it yourselves, Qing Feng said. Now the three holy elders understood. They had become holy elders, so they were very smart. They knew that their grandmother was worried that something would happen to Yang Wu. Yang Liuyu said, Don't worry. From now on, the three of us will take turns to protect him. I guarantee that nothing will happen to him. You can tell him that. I'll just pass on grandmother's message, Qing Feng said. Now, the three holy elders could finally get close to Yang Wu. The gazes of the three saints kept on looking at Yang Wu, from his head to the soles of his feet, not letting go of any part of him. Yang Wu had already shrunk into a ball under their gaze. He said weakly, Three seniors, it's so embarrassing for you to look at me like this. Please let me go, I'm still a child. That's right. You're still a child. If you're treated well, you'll definitely become a piece of jade. Yang Liuyu replied. You're a very handsome child. You're like an immortal. You're like the reincarnation of our Yang clan's ancestor. From now on, you'll follow us. Yang Liushi praised. That's right. Look at this child's waist. It's so strong. Look at his skin. It's as delicate as a baby's. It's a pure body. I'm afraid it's comparable to a small holy body. It's really a peerless piece of jade, Yang Mingrong said as she pinched Yang Wu's arm. Yang Wu had goosebumps. He was about to be disgusted by these three holy elders. Three elders, please let me go. I still want to see my grandfather. Yang Wu begged. We'll make arrangements for your grandfather. We won't let him suffer. Come with us now. We'll draw up a cultivation plan for you. We'll strive to help you break through to the dragon transformation realm within 5 years and become a holy saint within 100 years. Yang Liuyu said decisively. Yang Wu wasn't in the mood to cultivate with them. He said seriously, I won't hide it from you three elders. Elder Taiha has already promised to train me with all his might. I'm afraid I'll let you three elders down. To the side, Blue Phoenix looked surprised. She clearly hadn't expected Yang Wu to bring up Yang Taiha. She wanted to stop him from continuing, but she hesitated and didn't say anything. Yang Taiha had come back from the dead. This was a big matter. It wasn't appropriate to make a big deal out of it. It would be best to keep it a secret until he completely recovered. If someone didn't know better and came to provoke the Yang clan, they would be able to catch them off guard. These three holy elders were all part of the Black Tortoise bloodline. There shouldn't be any problems with their character. Yang Wu had already let it slip, so there was no way to keep it a secret. Little ancestor Taiha has recovered? Yang Mingrong cried out in surprise. That must be the case. The star energy we sensed before was drawn in by little ancestor Taiha, Yang Liushi said with certainty. Haha, that's great. Little ancestor Taiha has recovered. This is a joyous occasion for our Yang clan, Yang Liuyu said excitedly. Blue Phoenix said from the side, Little ancestor has recovered a little, but he's still very far from his peak. This matter must be kept a secret. If it gets out, grandmother won't let you off. The three holy elders shivered. They all said that they wouldn't spread this news. Yang Taiha's seniority was higher than theirs. Thinking of this, they felt very depressed. If what Yang Wu said was true, Yang Taiha would be better than them in teaching him. After all, Yang Taiha's talent was extraordinary, and his fighting strength was even more extraordinary. Even if he had not recovered to his peak, he was more than enough to guide Yang Wu. All right. Since little ancestor Taiha is personally teaching you, then we can rest assured. However, if there's anything in the future that little ancestor finds inconvenient, you can come find us, Yang Liuyu said. In any case, no matter who taught Yang Wu, as long as Yang Wu could truly grow, they would be happy. They hoped that Yang Wu would become the #1 person in the Yang clan in the future. They hoped that Yang Wu would become the #1 person in the Battle Clan realm. Come, come. I'll give you an imperial edict. If you encounter any danger, remember to tear it open. It can protect your life. Yang Mingrong took out an imperial edict and said, Yes, yes. We can't teach you, but we can give you something to protect you. I have 3 imperial edicts that I made recently for you. Yang Liuyu generously took out 3 imperial edicts. Yang Liushi took out a sharp dagger and said, This is a holy weapon. Drip some essence blood on it and it'll be yours. This might not be enough. I have a set of top-tier little sacred armor. As long as you don't encounter a holy weapon, you won't have a problem staying alive. Yang Mingrong took out another set of little sacred armor. Yang Liuyu and Yang Liushi continued to take out their treasures. They wished they could give everything they had to Yang Wu. They wanted to make sure nothing went wrong. Yang Wu was touched by the 3 holy elders. In all his life, no one had ever been so nice to him. They gave him holy weapons just like that. They didn't even frown. His heart felt warm. Yang Wu bowed deeply to them and said, 3 seniors, I appreciate your kindness, but if you give me so many good things, I'll become lazy with holy weapons. It won't be good for my growth. Why don't you just give me 8 or 10 holy weapons? As for the little sacred weapons, I don't think I'll need them. The 3 holy elders thought Yang Wu was very sensible, but when they heard the second half of what the kid said, they were so angry that their beards almost blew away. This kid really knew how to climb up the ladder. Qing Feng almost laughed out loud. She was also amused by Yang Wu's words. Good kid, it seems like you're quite crafty. We're relieved. We'll give you an imperial edict. We'll take back the rest. Yang Liuyu stroked his beard. Not bad, not bad. If you don't like my little sacred armor, then I'll keep it. My holy dagger's quality is still a bit lacking, so I won't give it to you. When I have a top-tier holy weapon, I'll give it to you. Don't, 3 seniors. I'm still so weak, and I'm so talented. If I'm not careful, I'll provoke a strong enemy. If you don't give me something good to protect myself, I'll be killed in a minute. You don't want to see a peerless monster like me die, do you? Chapter 701. Yang Wu and the 3 elders had a friendly discussion. In the end, the 3 elders gave him several imperial edicts, a holy dagger, and a set of top-grade defensive lesser sacred armor. There were also some combat skills for cultivation. Many of the holy grade items were taken back by the 3 sages. The 3 sages were all shrewd people. They could see that Yang Wu was a little crafty fellow. To be able to reach the heavenly fish realm at such a young age and subdue people like Yang Ba and the white-haired demoness, it was truly amazing. The things they gave were enough to protect Yang Wu. They took out a jade tablet and had Yang Wu drip a bit of essence blood on it. This was Yang Wu's life imprint. In the future, if anything happened to Yang Wu, it would lose its luster and signify his death. This jade tablet had another use, and that was to calculate Yang Wu's location. However, only saint-level characters could do this. Yang Wu almost fainted at the thought of losing blood again. He said to the 3 elders, I'm dizzy with blood. He had lost a lot of blood recently and had yet to replenish it. It was impossible for him not to faint. The 3 sages didn't care whether Yang Wu agreed or not. They dripped his essence blood on the jade tablet before letting Yang Wu and Qing Feng leave. No, I have to replenish my blood. Yang Wu clenched his teeth. The Yang family has an ancestral blood pool that can increase bloodline power. You can go there later. Qing Feng said from the side. Really? That's great. Yang Wu said excitedly. However, that place only allows people below king level or king level to enter. Qing Feng added. Hey, Sister Feng, that's not a good thing. Yang Wu spread out his hands and said. He paused for a moment and asked again. Then can you give me some sacred materials that can replenish my blood? I'm not greedy. I'll only give you a few stalks of sacred medicine and a few hundred stalks of small sacred medicine. I think it should be enough to replenish my lost blood essence. Qing Feng rolled her eyes at Yang Wu and continued to lead the way. You're from the Yang family. When you return to the family, you'll have the opportunity to go to the ancestral blood pool. Someone will inform you when it opens. Yang Wu was overjoyed. He pointed at the buildings around the Yang family and asked where they were. Qing Feng didn't answer Yang Wu's question. She just continued to lead the way. Yang Wu didn't feel angry. Admiring her soft back and perky buttocks from behind was also a kind of enjoyment. Even though Qing Feng was a spirit demon in human form, the transcendent realm didn't forbid the romance between humans and demons. Yang Wu was just enjoying it. He didn't have any dirty thoughts. On the way, they met many people from the Yang family. These people didn't recognize the two of them at all. They had never seen Qing Feng before. Only the higher-ups knew of her existence. Yang Wu hadn't shown his face in the Yang family yet, so others didn't recognize him. The people from the Yang family all whispered when they saw the two of them. Who are those two? That woman is so beautiful. She's even prettier than the #1 beauty in our family. Shoo, be careful. Who knows, they might be some big shot who isn't in the family often. Who's that young man? Since when did our Yang family allow strangers to walk around as they please? Let the law enforcement team come and take a look. They don't look ordinary. Since they dare to walk around so openly, they might really be from our Yang family. Qing Feng originally wanted to bring Yang Wu to experience the Yang family's splendor. However, when she heard so many people pointing at them, she couldn't take it anymore. She threw out a force that enveloped Yang Wu's body and quickly disappeared with Yang Wu. In the next moment, Yang Wu was brought to a courtyard by Qing Feng. Qing Feng said, "This is where you live." After she finished speaking, she didn't wait for Yang Wu to react and disappeared in front of his eyes. "Hey, Sister Feng, how can you just leave like that? Is this where I live?" Yang Wu cried out in alarm. Yang Wu's voice wasn't soft. It startled the people in the courtyard. Someone walked out of the house. It was Yang Jingtao, Shu Yujun and the others. Yang Jingtao excitedly shouted, "Wooer, you're finally here!" Yang Wu. After Shu Yujun saw Yang Wu, a flower-like smile appeared on her face. Lei Zongjuan, Yang Ba, Bai Luoyun, and the 5 heroes all saluted and greeted. "Greetings, Lord." Yang Zhenlong let out a thunderous cry, "Father!" In the next moment, he turned into a slender shadow and swept towards Yang Wu. He coiled around Yang Wu's arm and stuck out his tongue to lick Yang Wu's face. Yang Zhenlong treated Yang Wu as his father. After not seeing Yang Wu for so many days, he missed him very much. Yang Wu gently stroked Yang Zhenlong's head and said in astonishment, "Hey, you broke through to the intermediate demon king realm." "Yes, father. I broke through a few days ago." Yang Zhenlong replied. "Good, keep up the good work. I'll give you something good to eat later." Yang Wu was satisfied. Then, he greeted everyone one by one and asked Yang Jingtao, "Grandfather, is this where we live?" "Yes, we successfully recognized our ancestors and returned to the clan. This is the place that the clan arranged for us to live. It looks good." Yang Jingtao replied with a smile. It was said that people were in high spirits when they were happy. Yang Jingtao looked more than 10 years younger than before. There were not many clan members who could have their own small courtyard in the vicinity. He was very satisfied to be assigned such a small courtyard. However, Yang Wu did not think so. When he walked with Qing Feng for a while, he saw that the courtyard and pavilion on the other side were very impressive. However, this small courtyard in front of him was definitely the kind that was not eye-catching in the entire Yang clan. However, Yang Wu was relieved very quickly. Originally, there were people in the Yang clan who did not welcome them back. It was already good enough that they arranged a place for them to live. Since they were already here, they should take things as they came. Now, he had solved such a big crisis for the Yang clan and saved their ancestor. He believed that in the future, the Yang clan would make some changes. At the same time, Yang Wu was very satisfied with the people who followed him. In a situation where his future was uncertain, they were still willing to follow him. There was no problem with their loyalty. Shu Yujun did not leave him. He felt very guilty towards her. She was the dignified young miss of Mount Hung. How could he have the face to cruelly reject her feelings? Yang Wu and the others entered the house together. Yang Wu told them some of the things that had happened recently. He omitted the important parts and only said that he had been recognized by the Yang clan. In the future, he would be a part of the Yang clan. He could be considered as someone who had a backer. The happiest person was Yang Jingtao. He believed that Yang Wu would be able to gain a foothold in the Yang clan. He was only worried that Yang Wu's impatience would easily offend people. Now, it seemed that the matter had been resolved. Shu Yujun was a little worried about Yang Wu's return to the Yang clan. The holy war that had happened in the Yang clan was still vivid in her mind. Guardian Elder Wang Yuyang advised her to leave the Yang clan. She did not do so because she hoped to persuade Yang Wu to leave after seeing him. Shu Yujun was a straightforward person. She said what she thought and did not mind bringing up this matter in front of Yang Jingtao. The 5 heroes of the proud sword all agreed with Shu Yujun. They were also afraid that something would happen to Yang Wu. Currently, the Yang clan was in troubled times and was not safe. Yang Wu also had concerns about this problem. However, when he saw his grandfather's troubled expression, he immediately rejected their suggestion. Not long after they chatted, someone suddenly asked to see them. Yang Jingtao went out to take a look. It turned out that there was a person called Yang Yun, who claimed to be the butler arranged by the clan. He also brought along a few servants. These servants were male and female, and there were a total of 6 of them. Yang Jingtao was stunned for a moment. He looked at the other party and said, "Are you mistaken? Why would the clan arrange a butler and servants for us?" "You are young Master Yang Wu's grandfather, right?" Yang Yun asked. Yang Yun was a good-natured middle-aged man. He was not tall and dressed neatly. He always had a faint smile on his face. He really did look like an excellent butler. The servants beside him were all younger. They looked to be under 30 years old. Everyone's strength had reached the Earth-Sea realm. There were 2 women and 4 men. The women were beautiful and exquisite, their figures enchanting, while the men were introverted and calm, each of them exuding an imposing aura. If they were in an ordinary force, they would be regarded as proud sons of heaven, but in the Yang family, they were just ordinary members. Because they were not direct descendants and did not have rich cultivation resources, they were willing to become servants of some direct descendants, hoping to obtain some cultivation resources from their masters to help them become stronger. Yang Jingtao nodded and said, "Yang Wu is my grandson. Then there's no mistake. We were arranged by the clan to serve you," Yang Yun said with certainty. Yang Jingtao was put in a difficult position. He could not make up his mind at the moment. He could only invite them into the house and discuss it with Yang Wu later. When Yang Wu saw Yang Yun and the others, he could see through the strength of the 6 people except for Yang Yun. However, he could not see through Yang Yun's strength, which surprised him. He had reached the advanced heavenly fish realm. Even ordinary dragon transformation realm experts could not hide their aura in front of him, but Yang Yun could. He could not help but suspect that Yang Yun had the strength of an intermediate or even advanced dragon transformation realm expert. "Since the clan arranged for you to come, then you can stay. Everything in the courtyard will be taken care of by you in the future," Yang Wu said to Yang Yun and the others. "Yes, young Master Yang Wu," Yang Yun and the others bowed and replied. Immediately after, Yang Wu asked them, "Your stipends come from the clan, right?" Yang Yun was stunned for a moment before replying, "Other than me, their stipends should be paid by you, young master." "No way. The clan took the initiative to arrange servants for me, and they actually want me to pay them? Then you can stay. The rest of you can go back," Yang Wu said unhappily. "Young master, that's not very good. Their stipends don't cost much Xian spirit stones." Every young master in the clan has 8 to 10 servants. It doesn't cost much. I'm poor now. Why don't you take care of them for me first? Is that really okay? Chapter 702. Yang Wu wasn't a petty person who liked to haggle, but he was unhappy with the Yang family's arrangement. The other party had arranged a remote place for them to stay, and his grandfather was still deeply grateful. Now that he had sent people to serve them and even asked them to pay for the service fee, he was even more unhappy. However, even though he was unhappy, in the end, after the housekeeper Yang Yun reluctantly agreed to pay the service fee for him, he let the 6 people stay. The faces of the 6 servants turned ugly. Although they didn't have much status in the Yang family, their cultivation talent wasn't weak either. They were basically destined to follow the most outstanding young master in the family, but now that they were arranged to stay here and heard that it was the young master of the Sin's bloodline, they didn't feel good about it. Now that they saw Yang Wu haggling over every little thing, they almost flung their sleeves and left. They were also people with dignity. "All right, Yang Ba, they will be under your care from now on," Yang Wu said to Yang Ba. "Yes, my lord." Yang Ba stood up and responded. Then, he glanced at the 6 people. His domineering gaze shot into the eyes of the 6 people, forcing them to quickly lower their heads, not daring to show the slightest bit of dissatisfaction. Yang Ba was at the peak of the heavenly fish realm, and it wouldn't be long before he could break through to the dragon transformation realm. How could an Earth-Sea realm warrior withstand his might? "All right, you guys go and prepare a welcome banquet for me," Yang Wu ordered Yang Yun. After a pause, he said, "In the future, you will pay for the family's expenses. If you are unhappy, you can apply to the family to leave." "Yes, young master. This old servant will do his best and take care of everything." Yang Yun didn't have any complaints and agreed honestly. Then, Yang Yun brought a few servants to prepare the welcome banquet. Yang Jingtao felt that Yang Wu was too much and couldn't help but criticize Yang Wu. Yang Wu didn't mind. His grandfather would understand his good intentions later. Then, Yang Wu asked Lei Zongjuan about the white-haired demoness. She wasn't brought to the Yang family. Lei Zongjuan told Yang Wu that the white-haired demoness had temporarily settled down in the Yang family city. Yang Wu was relieved to know that she was fine. This was a thug he got with great difficulty. He couldn't let her go like this. Moreover, the Yang family and the Xing family had already shed all pretenses of cordiality. Leaving the white-haired demoness behind was a logical thing to do. After the welcome banquet was served, Yang Wu and everyone had a good meal together and spoke a lot of heroic words. From today onwards, Yang Wu could be considered to have settled down. However, he still had a lot of things to do. He had to make arrangements for his younger brothers. Otherwise, it wouldn't be good if he failed to live up to the expectations of his younger brothers. After the welcome banquet, Yang Wu called Yang Ba, Bai Luoyun, and the 5 heroes roving sword to the yard for a talk. "All of you have been loyal to me all this time. It has been hard on all of you. From today onwards, you will understand that you won't lose out if you follow me." Yang Wu patted his chest and said, "For those who haven't broken through to the heavenly fish realm, I will help you break through to the heavenly fish realm within 3 months. For those who have broken through to the heavenly fish realm, I will reforge your body. Not only will it increase your realm, but it will also make your body stronger. Your potential will be even greater. Believe me, I am now a minor saint alchemist." Only Lei Zongjuan, Shu Yujun, and Yang Wu knew that Yang Wu had become a minor saint alchemist. The others didn't know. When they heard Yang Wu's announcement, their eyes lit up. "We will follow you until death." Everyone knelt down on one knee and said, "Get up. This is what you deserve. If you have any questions about cultivation in the future, you can ask Lei Zongjuan. I believe he is qualified to teach you." Yang Wu pointed at Lei Zongjuan and said. Nobody knew where Lei Zongjuan came from. They could feel waves of yin qi coming from him, which made them feel uncomfortable. However, they also understood that he was an extraordinary expert. Lei Zongjuan stood out and said with a faint smile, "My lord thinks highly of me. I will teach these kids well." Yang Ba said unhappily, "What makes you think you can do that?" "Because I can kill you with one strike." Lei Zongjuan glanced at Yang Ba and said faintly, "You think?" Yang Ba glared at Lei Zongjuan and replied. Before he could finish, Lei Zongjuan's palm had already grabbed Yang Ba's neck, making him unable to speak. He had already recovered the strength of a peak minor saint. Even if he was in ghost form, killing Yang Ba was as easy as flipping his hand. Bai Luo Yun and the 5 heroes looked at Lei Zongjuan with a different gaze. They dared not question Yang Wu's words anymore. After Yang Wu had arranged his men, he took the time to have a good chat with Shu Yujun. He really didn't know what to say to this woman. When he was in Heng Shan's sect, he had clearly rejected her kindness. Who knew that she would choose to follow him to the Yang family? They had gone through trials and tribulations together. Their relationship was very deep. Shu Yujun took a bath. Her whole body was glowing. Her light blue gauze dress accentuated her curvy figure. Her bright eyes looked straight at Yang Wu and said with a faint smile, "Yang Wu, your cultivation realm seems to have improved again." Yang Wu was embarrassed by Shu Yujun's gaze. He scratched the back of his head and said with a smile, "It's only improved a little. It's still not as good as you. In terms of combat strength, I'm afraid I've been left far behind by you," Shu Yujun said with a trace of bitterness. Previously, she had taken a fancy to Yang Wu because of his amazing potential. She felt that only such a young man was worthy of her. At the same time, she couldn't deny that she had a liking for young men. Who asked Yang Wu to be so handsome? After spending some time with Yang Wu, she found that Yang Wu was even more outstanding and had fallen deeper. Yang Wu's cultivation realm was already close to hers. If this continued, she was afraid that she would be left far behind by Yang Wu. At that time, she wouldn't be able to maintain her pride in front of him. "If you want to improve quickly, I can help you," Yang Wu said casually. After he said that, he felt that his mouth was cheap. She was the big miss of Heng Shan sect. Why would she need his help? "Really? Then you'll have to help me. It's best if you help me step by step," Shu Yujun said sincerely as she leaned close to Yang Wu. The fragrance of her bath quietly entered Yang Wu's nose. Her faintly discernible snow-white neckline immediately caused Yang Wu's anger to rise sharply. Yang Wu stepped back to create some space. "We're good friends. If I can help, I'll do my best." "Just good friends," Shu Yujun said with a sorrowful expression. During this time, she had put down her airs as a big miss and followed Yang Wu through fire and water. What she was waiting for was not the 3 words, "good friends," from Yang Wu. Yang Wu said guiltily, I told you a long time ago. Actually, I already have someone in my heart. She must be very outstanding. Can you tell me about her?" Shu Yujun asked while suppressing the bitterness in her heart. After all, she wasn't a little girl and wouldn't easily throw a tantrum at Yang Wu. Moreover, Yang Wu hadn't lied to her from beginning to end. It had always been her own wishful thinking. At least now, their relationship had improved a step further. Yang Wu briefly explained his relationship with Ziyuyu. In his heart, he was actually a bit afraid that Shu Yujun would leave him after hearing this. He didn't know when he had started to care about her. So they're childhood sweethearts. No wonder I can't win against her. But I won't give up like this. Shu Yujun forced herself to be spirited. "Why do you have to be like this?" Yang Wu sighed. "There are some things you'll regret if you don't do them. Even if the result isn't ideal, at least I've tried my best, right?" Shu Yujun approached Yang Wu and said seriously. Yang Wu avoided Shu Yujun's gaze and pointed to the moon that was covered by dark clouds. "Look, the moon tonight is so beautiful." Shu Yujun raised her head and looked at the moon that was about to disappear. She softly said, "Yes, it's very beautiful." After pausing for a moment, she said, "Can you bring me to the roof to take a look?" Yang Wu hesitated for a moment, but still reached out his hand and said in a very gentlemanly manner, "I'm willing to serve Big Miss." Immediately, Shu Yujun smiled incomparably happily. She put her delicate hand on Yang Wu's palm and let Yang Wu pull her to the roof. That night, she leaned on Yang Wu's shoulder and quietly fell asleep. The next day, "Grandfather, since you've already acknowledged your ancestors, when will you return to the mortal world and bring my parents and younger brother here?" Yang Wu asked Yang Jingtao. "I've been thinking about this recently. It's indeed time to go back." "I can't let your parents suffer," Yang Jingtao replied. He then said, "Let's wait for a month. After we've adapted to the family and are clear about the rules here, we'll go back." "All right, but grandfather, I'm temporarily unable to accompany you back." "I'll arrange for someone to accompany you back. I still have things to take care of. When my parents come back, I'll apologize to them." Yang Wu said with an apologetic expression. "It's fine. Grandfather can go back and take care of such a small matter. Your matter is more important." Yang Jingtao waved his hand. Yang Jingtao was very clear about Yang Wu's great potential. He didn't want to delay Yang Wu's cultivation time, nor did he want to be a burden to Yang Wu. He hoped that this grandson of his would be able to make a name for himself in the transcendent world. "Thank you, grandfather, for your understanding," Yang Wu replied. He really had no time to spare. He had an appointment with his chief master in a year, so he had to rush to the Heavenly Palace ruins. He had already wasted a lot of time. Once he finished dealing with the Yang family's matters, he would leave for the Heavenly Palace ruins. After Yang Wu accompanied his grandfather for a while, Yang Yun suddenly reported, Master, Yang Hongchang and Yang Jie have come to visit." Yang Wu was overjoyed. "Quickly invite them in." Chapter 703. After Yang Hongchang came out of the City of Redemption, he broke through to the top-level Heavenly Fish realm. Yang Jie, on the other hand, had been in seclusion after returning to the family and had also successfully broken through to the Heavenly Fish realm. Recently, both of their bloodline talents had been improved. Yang Hongchang had reached 50% bloodline power, and his battle chi had reached the point of condensing the shadow of the black tortoise. Yang Jie's bloodline power had almost reached 50%, which was already quite good. The person they should be most grateful to was Yang Wu, but they did not know that it was because of Yang Wu that their bloodline had improved. The family had completely blocked the news about Yang Wu's bloodline atavism. When Yang Jie saw Yang Wu, he immediately said guiltily, "Martial Heavenly King, I'm sorry. I'm useless." Previously, Yang Jie was the first to return to the Yang family to solve the matter of Yang Jingtao's return to the family. Unfortunately, he was placed under house arrest at the first opportunity and could not be of any help at all. He could only take the opportunity to break through to the Heavenly Fish realm and use it to improve his status in the family. Yang Wu waved his hand and said, "It's all in the past. Don't mention it again." Yang Hongchang smiled and said, "Yes, Martial Heavenly King is right. Everything has come to a successful end. Welcome to our Yang family. From now on, you are one of us." Yang Wu said with a smile, "Yes, you too are my friends in the Yang family. What rules do you have in the Yang family? You still have to nag me and my grandfather." Yang Wu knew the character of Yang Hongchang and Yang Jie. These two were still good people. Now that they had returned to the family, he had to use them to quickly integrate into the family. This would be of great help to his grandfather and his parents when they came in the future. Although the saints of the Yang family were good to him, and he had Yang Taihe to back him up, their status was extraordinary. It was simply a small matter to let them handle some family matters. Well said, this time we're here to tell you the details of our Yang family." Yang Hongchang responded politely. After that, he and Yang Jie took turns to explain the current situation and rules of the Yang family. The Yang family occupied 1 city and 7 counties of the Yang family. There were more than a dozen third- or fourth-rate forces or families nearby. They also occupied more than a dozen small mineral veins in the world of battles. Their main income came from these small mineral veins, some of their own industries, and tributes from their affiliated forces. Now, their income was declining day by day. If they could not make changes, they would not be able to make ends meet in the future. Overall, the Yang family's forces could no longer be considered a first-rate force, and could barely be considered a second-rate force. In the Yang family, there were many rules, such as seniority, relationships, cultivation resources, seniority, and so on. After the narration, Yang Jingtao and Yang Jinghai were one of the elders of the Jing generation. As for Yang Wu, he was one generation older than Yang Hongchang and belonged to the generation of Zhe. Yang Hongchang had to call him uncle, while Yang Jie had to call him granduncle. When Yang Wu heard about this seniority, he was instantly delighted. According to his generation, he was already considered an elder in the Yang family, not to mention that his grandfather was comparable to the elders of the Yang family. In the future, when he walked in the family, many people would have to call him uncle or granduncle. It seemed to be quite a good feeling. Hongchang, come and call me uncle. Yang Wu joked to Yang Hongchang. Yang Hongchang revealed an extremely awkward expression. He cupped his hands and saluted. Hongchang greets Uncle Wu. In the Yang family, etiquette could not be abolished. This was the rule. Haha, no need for etiquette. Yang Wu laughed heartily, then looked at Yang Jie and said, Come, Yang Jie, it's your turn. Yang Jie was more shameless than Yang Hongchang. This guy bowed 90 degrees and said, Yang Jie greets granduncle. Please take care of me in the future. If you have any good pills, remember to think of me. I'm not a greedy person. If you give me 10 pills a month, I'll be satisfied. After that, Yang Wu sent Yang Jie flying with a kick. He didn't contribute anything and dared to ask for pills. He was tired of living. What was the point of having this kind of grandson? Returning to the main topic, Yang Hongchang and Yang Jie came this time to first recognize the Yang family and second to tell Yang Wu that the Yang family was preparing for the new patriarch's ascension ceremony. The time was set for 7 days later. The new patriarch was Yang Wu's old acquaintance Yang Jinghai. This sea dragon king ascended to the patriarch's throne and officially took over Yang Qingxing's position. Yang Wu's view of Yang Jinghai completely changed. He felt that the other was not bad and that it was good for him to take over the patriarch's position. The patriarch's ascension was a big matter. Various factions would come to visit and give gift. The Yang family had to be prepared to receive them. Even if the Yang family had declined, they still had some influence. There would be some first-rate factions that they were on good terms with. They would definitely send people to attend the ceremony. From Yang Wu's point of view, this matter did not have much to do with him. They had just joined the Yang family, so there was no need for them to personally attend the ceremony. They just had to obediently stay here. Who knew that Yang Hongchang would say, the patriarch specifically said that you must attend this ceremony. He will personally announce that you have returned to the family records and that Yang Ba's matter will be resolved. Is that so? Then just let my grandfather go. Why must I attend? Yang Wu felt that Yang Hongchang might be hiding some ulterior motive. Yang Hongchang smiled, because we need you to intimidate the younger generation of those factions. After a pause, he continued, the patriarch's ascension is a big matter. Various factions will come to visit, so there will definitely be some entertainment. According to the customs of our battle tribe, we will send out the younger generation of the clan to spar with the younger generation of the clan to show off our strength. This is related to the clan's reputation. Among the younger generation of the clan, there is probably no one in the heavenly fish realm who can compare to you. Thus, you must attend and help our clan hold the fort. Not interested, Yang Wu refused without hesitation. He was not someone who liked to be in the limelight, not to mention that there was no benefit to it. He did not feel a sense of belonging to the Yang clan for the time being. He had already done a lot for the Yang clan, but before he could get any benefits, he had already lost a lot of essence blood. Don't be in such a hurry to refuse. The patriarch said that whoever can perform outstandingly will open the ancestral blood pool and let those who perform well soak in it, Yang Hongchang hurriedly said. The ancestral blood pool is the place that can increase one's blood qi? Yang Wu asked. That's right. That place can increase the power of our bloodline. Perhaps we can even obtain the inheritance of our ancestors. Everyone only has one chance in their lifetime, so we can't miss it. Yang Jie ran back, his eyes shining. The ancestral blood pool is one of the roots of our Yang clan, Yang Hongchang emphasized. Yang Wu pondered for a moment before saying, All right, Yang Ba will be enough to oversee this matter. With Yang Ba stepping in, the Heavenly Fish Realm competition will naturally not be a big problem. But just in case, I think you should also attend the ceremony, Yang Hongchang strongly advised. All right, I'll go and take a look when the time comes. Yang Wu no longer pretended and agreed. Yang Hongchang and Yang Jie were completely relieved. They were especially looking forward to seeing Yang Wu make a name for himself in the family 7 days later. They believed that Yang Wu was not a guy who was willing to be lonely. After Yang Hongchang and Yang Jie left, Yang Wu locked himself in his room and began refining medicinal liquids and pills, preparing to give a round of improvement to the people around him. None of the medicinal liquids and pills he refined directly increased one's realm. Instead, they helped rebuild their physical strength, consolidate their foundation, and strengthen their foundation. This would help them gain more advantages in the process of improvement. As an alchemist, Yang Wu had to make good use of this advantage. For 3 consecutive days, the power of heavenly lightning struck down from time to time. Even the Yang clan's barrier could not isolate this kind of heavenly punishment. At first, the nearby Yang clan members were still wondering what was going on. But after 3 consecutive days of heavenly lightning, they realized that the newcomers were terrifyingly capable. So, some people began to inquire about what was happening here, but were stopped by the steward, Yang Yun. However, the Yang clan members were not fools. Soon, some people were able to confirm that this was a pill tribulation. For a time, the neighbors began to talk about it. Could it be that one of the newcomers is an alchemist? It should be so. The consecutive pill tribulations are so obvious. As neighbors, they should be able to enjoy some preferential treatment in the future. How can we cultivate if they quarrel like this every day? Go and tell them that if they want to refine pills, they can go somewhere else. Pills that can attract pill tribulations are at least king pills. This alchemist is not weak. It would be good to be on good terms with him. Since when did Lord Yang Yun become their housekeeper? This is going to scare my little darling to death. What? Lord Yang Yun is the steward of Saint Elder Lu Yu. How can he be their steward? It seems that the newcomers are terrifyingly capable. The surrounding neighbors were all very curious about this newcomer. Not far from here, there was an independent courtyard. This courtyard occupied a large area, comparable to the elder's courtyard. There were several pavilions in the courtyard, and a pair of grandfather and grandson lived in one of the pavilions. This pair of grandfather and grandson were not from the Yang clan, but they held important positions in the Yang clan. They were the Yang clan's consecrated elders, and enjoyed the treatment of a senior elder. For the past 3 days, this pair of grandfather and grandson had been paying attention to the direction of the courtyard where the pill tribulation fell, revealing a curious look. This pair of grandfather and grandson were one old and one young, a man and a woman. The old man was very old and most of his hair had fallen out. His forehead was extremely bright, and his eyebrows and hair hung down to his chin. His back was much hunched. The young girl looked to be around 17 or 18 years old. She was not tall, but she was delicate and beautiful. Her chest was extremely ferocious, as if it would burst out of her clothes at any time. There was a string of silver ornaments on her forehead, which added a bit of charm to her. "Grandfather, do you think this is the new alchemist that the Yang clan invited?" the young girl asked the old man. The old man smiled faintly and replied, "It's possible. But why did they arrange for him to stay there? Grandfather doesn't know. Maybe they were afraid of provoking us. I'll find a chance to see this person who came to cause trouble." Chapter 704. The Yang clan held a new clan leader ascension ceremony. Originally, the Yang clan wanted to keep a low profile and just change the clan leader to avoid unnecessary trouble. After all, Yang Qingxing's departure was not honorable. If they held a grand ceremony for a new clan leader, they would be laughed at by others. Moreover, the change of clan leader this time was very sudden. Many people were not prepared for it. Thinking of the Xing clan's sudden attack on the Yang clan, whether it was their own clansmen or subsidiary forces, it was inevitable that they would have other thoughts. However, the Yang clan's great-grandmother announced that this clan leader ascension ceremony must be held grandly. Others did not know what she was planning, but they had to follow her orders. She was the Yang clan's stabilizing force. Therefore, the Yang clan's new clan leader ascension ceremony was held on a grand scale. They even sent invitations to the other 7 battle clans, inviting them to attend the ceremony. 800 years ago, when Yang Qingxing ascended the throne, the Yang clan did not invite the other 7 battle clans to attend the ceremony. This time, the Yang clan actually did so. Obviously, they had made sufficient preparations. It was an auspicious day. Everything was going well. The day of the new clan leader ascension ceremony had arrived. Hundreds of flowers bloomed in the Yang clan's territory. Thousands of bells rang in unison. Auspicious clouds filled the sky. Strands of multicolored light descended. The declining Yang clan was filled with vitality. The Yang clan's inner and outer courtyard was decorated with lanterns and colored banners. The atmosphere was jubilant. Many forces gathered in front of the Yang clan's outer courtyard. Most of them were subsidiary forces of the Yang clan city. They were here to present gifts. There were also some small forces not far from the Yang clan city who came to congratulate. It was a lively scene. No matter how declining the Yang clan was, there were still dozens of forces that came. However, there were only a dozen forces that could enter the Yang clan's territory. Most of them were loyal supporters of the Yang clan. There were also some representatives of second- and third-rate forces. There were no first-rate forces that came. Is the battle clan's Yang clan declining just like that? Only so few people came for the new clan leader ascension ceremony. How embarrassing! Brother, lower your voice. This is the Yang clan city. No matter how declining it is not a place that others can easily provoke. Back in the day, when the Yang Wu family was still in power, as long as the Yang family had a joyous occasion, all the major forces would come to congratulate them. There were countless first-rate forces, and even more second-rate and third-rate forces. But now, only second-rate and third-rate forces have come to congratulate them, and there are so few of them. The world has truly changed. Rumor has it that some time ago, the Yang family was almost annihilated. The original patriarch may have already fallen, so a new patriarch is needed. You guys don't know this, but the Yang family actually still has a great-grandmother who isn't dead yet. She's already at the immortal ascension level. With her holding the fort, the Yang family won't disappear. Compared to the past, the Yang family was in decline. Whether it was the Yang family or the people outside the Yang family, they all thought so. Suddenly, a resounding voice rang out from the outer courtyard of the Yang family. Mount Hing School has arrived to congratulate you. This voice instantly caused thousands of ripples, covering all the voices in all directions. The people who were discussing spiritedly just now all shut their mouth. Mount Hing School was a first-rate force. They and the other 4 sword schools were collectively known as the 5 Mountain School. They were a major force, the top force in the transcendent world. For them to send people to congratulate Whether it was on their own behalf or on behalf of the Five Mountain School, the significance was extraordinary. Not long after this voice fell, another resounding voice rang out. Battle Race's Lee family has arrived to congratulate you. Battle Race's Chin family has arrived to congratulate you. Battle Race's Sun family has arrived to congratulate you. Of the 8 great battle races, 3 had come. This was something that no one expected. Among the 3 great families, the Lee family and the Yang family had a good relationship, so it was expected that they would send people to congratulate them. The Yang family, the Chin family, and the Sun family had an average relationship, so it was unexpected that they would send people to congratulate them. No one knew why the other 2 battle races had suddenly come. 800 years ago, when Yang Qin Yuan was the patriarch, not a single battle race had come to congratulate him. Could it be that the Yang family's luck had changed? When the news spread, some of the small and medium-sized forces that had not yet arrived rushed over with gifts. No matter what, they had to find out why these battle races had come. For a time, the outer courtyard of the Yang family became much livelier. In the inner courtyard of the Yang family, in front of a large plaza, there were 100 to 200 Yang family disciples standing in formation, welcoming the representatives who had arrived. These 100 to 200 people were the younger generation of the Yang family. Most of them were at the Earth-Sea realm, and a few dozen were at the Heavenly Fish realm. They represented the future of the Yang family. If it was the Yang family at its peak, there would be at least several thousand people standing in the plaza to welcome guests. It would be more than 10 times grander than now. In front of the plaza, Yang Jinghai and a group of sacred elders and clan elders sat in front of a raised platform, welcoming the guests. At first, their expressions were not too good. The people who had come were the representatives of their subordinate forces. However, the gifts these representatives brought were extremely shabby, without any sincerity at all. From this, it could be seen that these subordinate forces did not put the Yang family in their eyes. When Xu Yujun and Wang Yuyang arrived as representatives of the Heng Mountain faction, the sacred elders and clan elders of the Yang family had a look of joy on their faces. They thought to themselves, finally, a heavyweight force has come. Many people did not know why the Heng Mountain faction had come. Their Yang family did not seem to have sent them an invitation. The new patriarch, Yang Jinghai, knew what was going on. He had a better impression of that brat in his heart. With the arrival of the other 3 battle races, the sacred elders and clan elders of the Yang family looked much better. However, their expressions quickly became gloomy again. These 3 great clans did not seem to have come with sincerity. The gifts they brought were even more shabby than those of their own forces. However, today was a joyous day. The other party was a guest, so they could not fall out with them. After half a day, the representatives of all the forces had arrived. Just as they were about to announce the start of the auspicious time, a voice rang out, "The Xing family has come to congratulate." The Xing family and the Yang family were mortal enemies. The Xing family actually sent people to congratulate them. Everyone present was shocked. An impulsive clan elder shouted, "Tell them to scram." Yang Jinghai waved his hand and said, "Those who come are guests. Moreover, they are people of our battle race realm. Let them in." Today, Yang Jinghai was dressed very grandly. He wore a navy blue robe with a black tortoise embroidered on the back. His hair was tied with a saint-grade golden-red silk ribbon. His waist was tied with a top-grade blue jade belt. He wore a pair of saint-grade boots. He was in high spirits and emitted a noble aura. He was already infinitely close to the Star Rune realm. According to the Yang family's rules, those who did not reach the Star Rune realm were not allowed to become the patriarch. However, no one in the Yang family had broken through to the Star Rune realm in the past 200 years. Yang Jinghai was the one with the most hope of breaking through. Moreover, his prestige was high. He deserved to be the patriarch. Those who objected all shut up when the Yang family's great-grandmother spoke. There were a total of 5 people from the Xing family. None of them were at the Saint realm. They swaggered over as if this was their home. They handed over a gift. When the elder in charge of checking the gift saw the gift, he suddenly cried out, "Xing family, you bastards!" Everyone was attracted by the voice. What gift did the Xing family give to make the elder lose his composure? Everyone looked in that direction and saw two large human heads poking out of the box. The blood on the two heads had not completely dried. It was obvious that they had died not long ago. This is Clan Elder 15 and Clan Elder 16. Were they killed by the Xing family? Bastards, Xing family, are you courting death? The Xing family came to provoke us. We cannot let them leave here alive. They are going to shed all pretenses. Do they really think that our Yang family is easy to bully? Kill them. Seeing the two bloody heads, even Yang Jinghai, who was about to ascend to the throne, was infuriated. He shouted at the leader of the Xing family, Xing Ranchi, "How dare you kill our Yang family's clan elders? Are you courting death?" Everyone from the Yang family glared at the Xing family. They wanted to cut them into pieces. The leader of the Xing family, Xing Ranchi, was a man in his early 40s. He looked at Yang Jinghai calmly and smiled. "Yang Jinghai, don't jump to conclusions. We are sending them back to the Yang family to be buried. We did not kill them. If you think it's bad luck, we can take the heads away." "You did not kill them? Are you lying to a 3-year-old? Yang Jinghai replied coldly. Today was his ascension to the throne. Indeed, the Xing family did not come with good intentions. You can ask your Yang family's saint to come and see how they died. Don't accuse innocent people. We are sincerely here to congratulate you on your ascension to the throne," Xing Ranchi said innocently. Everyone could see that he was taking pleasure in Yang Jinghai's misfortune. Another person from the Xing clan said, "That's right. Hurry up and send a saint to verify that they really weren't killed by us. We just happened to see them in danger and it was too late to save them. We didn't manage to preserve their corpses, only their heads." At this time, Yang Liushi had already arrived in front of the two heads. He forced out a drop of essence blood from his fingertip and placed it in front of the two heads. He quickly formed a seal and shouted, "Reconstruct the past." Celestial rune saints possessed incredible abilities, but not everyone could touch upon the Tao of Time. Yang Liushi didn't understand the Tao of Time, but he could use his blood essence to trace some scenes that happened not long ago in the past of his clansmen. Suddenly, he saw an evil demon appear and kill the two Yang family elders. They were not killed by the Xing family, but he could not find out if the evil demon was related to the Xing family. In the past few hundred years, the evil demons had been forced to return to the demon realm. They did not dare to casually come to the War Clan realm. For an evil demon to suddenly appear and kill the Yang family elders, this was definitely premeditated. "Your Xing family is really good," Yang Liushi shouted at the Xing family members. "You flatter us." Xing Ranchi smiled and cupped his hands. Chapter 705. Sending heads to the new patriarch during the ascension ceremony. Such a provocation was enough for the Yang family to slaughter the Xing family members. However, Yang Jinghai endured it. He ordered his men to collect the two heads and bury them properly. The ascension ceremony continued as usual. The 18 drums were struck at the same time, and the 18 people blew the ancient horn, emitting a distant sound. It was as if they were reminiscing about the glorious days of the Yang family, recalling the dark days when they slaughtered the evil spirits, and finally recalling the golden age of the Yang family, when the Yang family had as many experts as there were clouds in the sky, their battle prowess shocking the heavens, unparalleled in the limelight. The Yang family members were listening silently. Their eyes couldn't help but moisten. They felt ashamed to face the ancestors of the Yang family. They were shouting in their hearts that one day, the Yang family would rise again. Yang Jinghai swore, "I, Yang Jinghai, am fortunate to be the patriarch. I will lead the Yang family members to strive for self-improvement, protect our homeland, kill the devils, annihilate our enemies, and restore the glory of the Yang family." Our Yang family army will once again become famous in the transcendent world. If we can't do it, I will use this sword." After saying that, he took out a heavenly weapon and broke it into two. His peak minor Saint Chi spread out in all directions, displaying the demeanor of a patriarch. At this moment, he faintly touched the profundity of the Star Rune realm. He felt that his martial Tao and the mission of the family had begun to merge together. Strive for self-improvement, protect our homeland, kill the devils, annihilate our enemies. The juniors of the Yang family shouted loudly, injecting a new aura into the Yang family. This was the power created by their unity. It could invisibly increase the luck of the family. Yang Wu, who was watching the ceremony, could also feel that this aura was different from the others. The power of the bloodline in his body continued to ripple, as if it had achieved a resonance with this aura. He almost couldn't suppress his battle chi and released it. At this moment, Yang Wu suddenly felt a sense of integration with the family. He couldn't help but join the cheering crowd. Bloodline inheritance, bloodline glory. One's glory, one's downfall, all's downfall. Yang Jinghai smoothly ascended to the position of patriarch. No other accidents happened. According to tradition, the younger generation of the Yang family would spar with the visiting forces to show off their powerful bloodline. This time, the Yang family was no exception. Under the patriarch's announcement, the younger generation could spar freely. There were rules in this free competition. The Yang family had sent out a young man to guard the stage, and any young man from the outside could go up and challenge him. If a young man from the Yang family was defeated, not only would he not be punished by the Yang family, he would even be rewarded. These young outsiders were mainly the representatives sent by the second- and third-rate forces that were affiliated with the Yang family. Those who were also from the war race normally wouldn't get involved, but there were always exceptions. There were people who voiced different opinions. Xing Ranchi said coldly, "Why don't you let the Xing family defend this competition? If the Yang family defeats us, then you'll be able to show how strong you are. We'll give the Yang family 10 sacred pills as compensation. If you can't beat us, then we don't need any compensation. We just need you to announce to us that the Yang family will never be as good as the Xing family. What do you think? How dare you? This is not your Xing clan. Get out of here immediately. Do you really think that you can humiliate our Yang clan just because your Xing clan is powerful now? In the past, you were far weaker than our Yang family. Get out of here immediately. You're not welcome here." The Yang family had been holding their breaths for a long time, and they couldn't help but shout at the Xing family. "Haha, it seems that the Yang family is only so brave. You don't even dare to make a bet. You're no longer worthy of being our opponent." Xing Ranchi laughed maniacally. At this time, someone from the Li family said, "If it was our Li family, we wouldn't be able to take it. Do you think we can't beat a few of them?" The Li family and the Yang family had a good relationship. He seemed to be siding with the Yang family, but he was actually agreeing to the bet between the Xing family and the Yang family. Between big families, it was common for them to spar. The more they competed, the stronger they could become. Someone from the Qin family also said, "Has the Yang family really fallen to such a state? Against those who challenge us, we'll fight back." Someone from the Sun family said. The people of the Yang family didn't know how to respond. They looked at the new patriarch and wanted to see what method the patriarch would use to resolve this situation. Yang Jinghai squinted his eyes and said, "Sons of the Yang family, the Xing family wants to defend our Yang family's arena. Do you have the confidence to beat them out?" His voice wasn't loud, but it was loud enough for everyone in the Yang family to hear him clearly. "Beat them out! Beat them out!" The Yang family's youths let out earth-shattering roars. The battle blood in their bodies was completely activated. Not long ago, their black tortoise bloodline's battle blood had increased by a lot, giving them a lot of confidence. The people of the Xing clan have heard it. This is the voice of the men of the Yang clan. Even if our heads are cut off, we will still fight to the end. Please send someone up to defend the arena. Yang Jinghai looked down at the people of the Xing clan and said. At this moment, his heart was extremely calm. The Yang family's heads could be broken, but their will couldn't be broken. Haha, very good. Then we won't be polite. Xing Ranqi laughed wildly. Then he said to the two youths beside him, Xing Baiyu, Xing Junchang, the two of you go up. Each of you only needs to win 10 rounds. The two young men were in high spirits as they nodded their heads lightly. Then, they each went to their respective arenas. One was the heaven stage, while the other was the king stage. Only opponents of the same level were allowed to challenge them. This was the rule. Xing Baiyu landed on the heaven stage, while Xing Junchang landed on the king stage. Both of them were in high spirits. The Yang family's youths below the arena were filled with murderous intent. If looks could kill, the two of them would have been cut into pieces. Yang Jinghai glanced at the family head beside him. The family head nodded and announced the Yang family's disciples, Yang Yunlong, Yang Jianglo, the two of you go up. Then, 2 youths from the Yang family flew up to the arena. The name of the Yang family cannot be disgraced. I will kick you out of the arena. Yang Yunlong glared at Xing Baiyu and said coldly. On the other side, Yang Jianglo narrowed his eyes and said faintly, You are not qualified to behave atrociously in my Yang family's territory. The two of them had spoken ruthlessly. In the end, they were completely miserable. The two of them were knocked unconscious with a single move each. So weak. Can't even withstand a single blow. The 2 youths from the Xing family said lightly. Most of the Yang family's youths didn't dare to look at them directly. Their faces were burning uncomfortably. The 2 youths they had just sent up were the top 10 in the heaven stage and king stage of the Yang family's younger generation. Yang Bo Shi, Yang Ku, the 2 of you go up. The 2 of them didn't end up any better. They were also defeated by the 2 youths from the Xing family in a single move. Then, the Yang family head called a few more groups up. There were no accidents and they were all defeated. The group with the best record could only last 10 moves before they were defeated. For a moment, the spectators revealed complicated expressions. As the host of the Yang family, the younger generation of the Yang family was actually beaten to a pulp by the 2 youths from the Xing family. This wasn't a good sign. The representatives of the Yang family's subordinate forces were all thinking about whether or not it would be better to stay away from the Yang family after this matter was over. The people from the other 3 battle clans saw this and couldn't help but shake their heads. They couldn't bear to watch the Yang family's performance. The expressions of the Yang family's higher-ups were extremely ugly. If this continued, their Yang family's face would really be beaten into a pig's head. Haha, your Yang family has no one. I think you should just admit defeat. Xing Ranqi sneered. Who says our Yang family has no one? I, Yang Xuanhu, am willing to fight. A youth with a tiger-like physique rushed up to the king's stage and shouted. This youth looked to be around 18 years old, but he was quite tall and strong. He had a pair of eyes filled with battle intent and a soaring battle intent. He was like a ferocious tiger that had been released from its cage, emitting an extraordinary aura. Yang Xuanhu had just broken through to the high Earth-Sea realm at the age of 18. This talent was definitely top-notch in the Yang family, but he was only slightly famous among the younger generation of the Yang family. He wasn't particularly outstanding, but he wasn't a mediocre person either. He had suddenly jumped 2 levels from the low Earth-Sea realm. This made many people wonder if he had taken some kind of pill. Now, he was taking the initiative to challenge. This courage was commendable. Xuanhu, hurry up and get down. The opponent is a peak Earth-Sea realm. You'll just be making a fool of yourself. Someone shouted from below the stage. That's right. Yang Xuanhu, hurry up and get down. This isn't a joke. Another person said. Yang Xuanhu didn't seem to hear their shouts. Instead, he looked at Yang Jinghai and knelt on one knee. I beg the patriarch to let me fight. I'm willing to fight to the death. Yang Jinghai slapped the table and shouted, "All right, you may fight." Regardless of whether Yang Xuanhu won or lost, he had a deep impression of this child. Wasn't this the Yang family's unyielding spirit? Yang Xuanhu was overjoyed. He shot up and looked at Xing Juanqiang. "Let's fight to the death." Xing Juanqiang wasn't afraid of Yang Xuanwu. Instead, he sneered and said, "You don't have the right to do that." He paused for a moment and said with a sharp glint in his eyes, "If you want to die, I can help you out." "Haha, then let's fight." Yang Xuanhu laughed wildly and charged at Xing Juanqiang. Xing Juanqiang didn't lower his guard just because his opponent was weaker than him. Instead, he entered his best battle state and charged at Yang Xuanhu. All of a sudden, a terrifying tiger's roar rang out. Roar. The tiger's roar shook the world. It contained an unprecedented roar that shook the entire stage. It was as if a fierce tiger had descended from the sky, startling all beasts. Pooh. Chapter 706. The Yang clan had been in decline for many years and was facing the predicament of being kicked out of the 8 great battle clans. During the ascension ceremony of the new clan head, the stage was still guarded by the Xing clan, and the younger generation of the Yang clan was utterly defeated. Just when everyone thought that the Yang clan had lost all face, a tiger-like youth suddenly charged out. A terrifying tiger's roar came out of his mouth, and that terrifying roar directly shattered Xing Juanqiang's eardrums. Xing Juanqiang's body was directly thrown out of the stage. This scene was deeply imprinted in everyone's heart. This youth was as ferocious as a tiger. Xing Juanqiang was able to win 8 matches in a row, crushing the younger generation of the Yang family in every match. In addition to his monstrous battle prowess, he was also fully armed. His heavenly armor protected him tightly, so it would not be easy to injure him. The younger generation of the Yang clan was not all good-for-nothings. As their bloodline power increased, their battle strength increased significantly. However, they were still defeated by Xing Juanqiang. Xing Juanqiang was definitely one of the top existences in the Earth-Sea realm. Although Yang Xuanhu had a lot of potential and talent, it was still inconceivable that he could injure Xing Juanqiang with a single move and throw him out of the stage. Yang Xuanhu's roar was also strange. How can this sound wave talent be so powerful? Even we have a feeling that we can't withstand it. This is not an ordinary tiger's roar. This talent probably has some background. This is the strength that can kill a heavenly fish realm expert. Right, our Yang clan has records of an old ancestor who cultivated an ancient sound technique called the Heavenly Tiger's Roar. It seems to be the same as this. Yes, it's the Heavenly Tiger's Roar. I didn't expect that this lost sound wave battle technique would actually be cultivated by Black Tortoise. The heavens are really protecting our Yang clan. Yang Xuanhu won this match, and finally regained some face for the Yang clan. The Yang clan's dispirited aura became much more energetic. Good Yang Xuanhu. As expected of our Yang clan's descendant. Reward him with 10,000 mid-grade Xian spirit stones, 1 heavenly armor, 1 heavenly skill, and 1 heavenly pill. Yang Jinghai excitedly announced. Fair rewards and punishments were the most basic way to manage a clan. Many thanks, Patriarch. Yang Xuanhu revealed a silly smile. From then on, he, Yang Xuanhu, would no longer be a nobody. We only won 1 match. The other arena will be over in 3 matches. Your Yang clan should hurry up and send someone up, Xing Ranqi said with a disapproving look. Xing Juanqiang's failure made him feel a little regretful, but he had already achieved his goal of slapping the Yang family's face, so it didn't matter. Besides, there was still Xing Biao in the arena. He was much stronger than Xing Juanqiang. No one in the Yang family's heavenly fish realm generation could beat him. Yang Hongqiang requests for battle. A man carrying a war spear rushed onto the stage and shouted. Yang Hongqiang was at the top of the heavenly fish realm. He was one of the top figures in the heavenly fish realm of the Yang family. Especially after he broke through the top level, he could be ranked in the top 10 of his generation. However, would such strength be enough to take down Xingbio? When the match began, Xingbio raised his right hand and sneered, "I'll kill you with one punch." As soon as his voice fell, he waved his right hand and a black eagle appeared. In an instant it crashed in front of Yang Hongchang. Devil Eagle Peck. This was Xingbio's innate ability. He had already honed this move to the peak. Its lethality could even threaten a half-step minor saint. This was also one of the reasons why Xingbio could remain undefeated in the heaven stage. The overbearing Devil Eagle charged towards Yang Hongchang with raging flames. The entire arena was shrouded in flames. No one could escape. They could only face the attack head-on. Yang Hongchang had been observing Xingbio for a long time. He knew that this move of his was very powerful and undefeatable, but he wasn't going to throw his life away. The shadow of Black Tortoise. Suddenly, the shadow of Black Tortoise emerged behind Yang Hongchang's back. The heavenly scale armor on his body instantly became thicker, as if it had turned into the Black Tortoise's shell. The most powerful defensive mode was presented. The people of the Yang family were moved. During this period of time, their innate ability had been awakened and improved. However, they still couldn't fuse them properly. It would still take some time for them to condense the shadow of Black Tortoise. However, Yang Hongchang was able to do it in advance, which surprised them. The most powerful aspect of the Black Tortoise battle chi was that it could both attack and defend. When it reached the stage of the Black Tortoise's shadow, there were only a handful of people who could break it. Hong Long. Xingbio's combat strength was above Yang Hongchang. The power of his Black Tortoise's shadow was directly destroyed by the attack of the Devil Eagle. However, Yang Hongchang didn't retreat. After taking the attack of Xingbio, the heavenly scale armor on his body was burned by the flames. Although he was enduring great pain, he continued to dash forward. The battle spear in his hand merged with his body as if it had turned into a roaring dragon. "Even if I lose, I'll make you pay the price." This was the firm belief in Yang Hongchang's heart. At this moment, he shouted out loud. Xingbio was very confident. He looked at Yang Hongchang, who looked as if he was going to die, and said disdainfully, "Who do you think you are? Get out of the arena." At the next moment, Xingbio took a step forward and waved his right hand once again. Once again, the firepower transformed into an eagle and charged out. This time, the attack from the magic eagle was several times more powerful than the previous one. The firepower it contained was even more extraordinary. The true dragon appeared insignificant in front of the Devil Eagle. It was directly torn to shreds by the Devil Eagle. The Devil Eagle flapped its wings, and the astonishing firepower was still about to burn Yang Hongchang to death in the arena. Yang Hongchang's body was still protected by the Black Tortoise. He crazily charged forward. No matter how fierce the firepower was, it couldn't burn him. No matter how strong the opponent's fist intent was, it couldn't force him to retreat. Even if he lost, he would make Xingbio pay the price. Yang Hongchang's chest was pecked by the Devil Eagle. The firepower spread throughout his body. The pain was enough to make people feel the pain of death. However, he still gritted his teeth and charged forward with the spear. In the end, the spear tip finally pierced Xingbio's chest. Xingbio's pupils dilated. He didn't expect that the people of the Yang family weren't afraid of death. He seemed to have underestimated the willpower of the Yang family. "Get out of my sight." Xingbio was stabbed, but he was wearing a minor saint-grade defensive armor. Yang Hongchang still couldn't hurt him. He was sent flying by a punch, and his body rolled out of the arena. When Yang Hongchang fell out of the arena, a sage elder made a move. A ray of saint power landed on Yang Hongchang's body and expelled the flames from his body. After Yang Hongchang landed, he raised his eyes and said with difficulty, "He isn't very strong. I can hit him." After saying that, he fainted. Yang Hongchang's desperation moved the people of the Yang family. There seemed to be an inexplicable will rising from the blood in their body. The reason why the Yang family could become one of the battle clans was because they always had this unyielding will to fight. Could it be that they had forgotten? "I'll fight the next battle. I'll fight too. Even if I die, I'll drag him down with me." Our Yang family's will to fight will never be extinguished. Whoever wants to destroy us, we'll make them pay the price. At this moment, the will of the Yang family was awakened. The Yang family's fortune condensed a little. Some unknown changes seemed to be happening in this world. The Yang family's heavenly fish realm warriors were fighting to go up, but with their strength, how could they be compared to Xingbio? In the end, Yang Ba pushed the crowd aside and walked up to the arena. This was given by the clan elder. Yang Ba was a sinner of the Yang family. He had just been redeemed and didn't have much reputation in the Yang family. It was rumored that he had joined another son of the Sin's blood. What did he do to stand on the arena and represent them? Soon, they all shut up. The power released by Yang Ba was very strong. He had just attacked with a wave of battle axes and even blocked Xingbio's demon Eagle Peck. He was simply a battle maniac. This was the fierce person who could block Xingbio's demon Eagle Peck head-on. "You're very strong, but you're still far from being able to compare to me." It was impossible for Xingbio to be suppressed by Yang Ba. With a roar, he transformed into a fiery shadow. His arms were covered with powerful arm guards. He continuously swung his arms out, creating crisscrossing streams of fiery astral energy that were rather domineering. The demon eagles screeched incessantly. The eagle wings were flapping, and the punishment fire was burning the sky. Yang Ba's attack wasn't that flashy. He just raised his battle axes and slashed furiously again and again. One axe split the earth, one axe split the sky. The demon eagles were all slashed apart. Xingbio was forced to retreat in a sorry state. The firepower on his body had shrunk by a lot. The members of the Xing family revealed nervous expressions. They didn't wish for Xingbio to lose here. The members of the Li family, Qin family, and Sun family remembered Yang Ba's appearance in their hearts. They thought to themselves, the future of the Yang family might be in the hands of this person and that young man just now. In their opinion, Yang Ba and Yang Xuanhu already represented the strongest battle strength of the Yang family's younger generation. Just when the members of the Yang family thought that Yang Ba would win, a black flaming sword appeared in Xingbio's right hand. The sharp sword style was quite extraordinary. After clashing with Yang Ba's battle axes exploded. Xingbio shouted proudly, "Without your battle armors, can you still be so arrogant?" The next moment, he raised the little saint's sword and launched a series of attacks, forcing Yang Ba to defend himself. The threat of the little saint's sword was too great. Yang Ba's defense was astonishing, but he still couldn't block the attacks of the little saint's sword. There were many cuts on his body. My strength still declined. Yang Ba sighed in his heart. After he ate the soul-calming pill, the evil energy in his body was cleared. However, his battle strength did decline by a lot. He still needed some time to completely recover. Evil axe slaughter. Facing Xingbio's coercion, Yang Ba no longer held back. He activated his innate ability. A shocking giant axe appeared on the stage. It was as if it could slay gods and demons. Even a small saint would have to retreat from that power. Xingbio was shocked. He poured the innate ability of his right arm into the little saint's sword and clashed head-on with Yang Ba. Xian Qi splattered in the stage. Puff. Chapter 707. Xingbio was finally injured. Yang Hongchang's all-out attack couldn't injure him, but Yang Ba did it for him. Xingbio was wearing the little saint armor, which had amazing defense, but he was still sent rolling by evil axe butcher's attack. Blood spurted out of his mouth. Just when the Yang family thought that Xingbio was going to be defeated, Xingbio's body erupted with intense fire aura. A black flame mark appeared between his eyebrows. This was the battle mark of the Xing family. Those who could activate the power of the battle mark were those with strong bloodlines. At this moment, he was completely serious. You should be proud to be able to force me to this point. Now enjoy my Xingbio's feast. Xingbio let out a ferocious roar. A large amount of fire energy surged out of his body. His battle prowess rose crazily. A demonic eagle took shape and became more solid. The fire energy it contained was so strong that even a little saint would feel pressured. Devil Eagle Fire Punishment. Xingbio's little saint sword contained a torrential sword intent. Thousands of feet of fire sword energy shrouded the stage. Terrifying sword marks were left on the stone surface of the stage. In the blink of an eye, he was in front of Yang Ba. Just when everyone thought that Yang Ba would go all out, he turned around and fled from the stage without hesitation. He said, "I admit defeat." Who would have thought that Yang Ba, who had just injured Xingbio, would admit defeat? This wasn't the result that the Yang family wanted. Xingbio's attack missed. He looked at Yang Ba, who retreated confidently and cursed, "Are the young people of the Yang family all cowards?" The young people of the Yang family glared at Xingbio. If looks could kill, they would have killed him. At the same time, they were angry at Yang Ba. Why didn't he fight with Xingbio to the end? They felt that even if Yang Ba couldn't defeat Xingbio, he could at least severely injure him. Then, the others would have more confidence in the final battle. "Yang Wu, what are you waiting for?" Yang Jinghai, who was sitting on the main seat, couldn't help but shout at Yang Wu, who was hiding in the crowd. In his heart, only Yang Wu could turn the tide. Perhaps Yang Wu's realm hadn't reached the peak of the heavenly fish realm, but he already had the strength to kill a little saint. This had been proven in the City of Redemption. Many of the Yang family members didn't know who Yang Wu was, and all of them had strange looks on their faces as they thought to themselves, "Could it be that he's the guy that the Yang family has been hiding?" Soon, the crowd saw a young man beside Yang Ba lazily reply, "Is there any point in sparring like this?" Everyone looked at the young man and felt that other than being a little handsome, there was nothing special about him. How could he dare to say such arrogant words? Right now, it was a battle between the Yang family and the Xing family. Since the other party had come knocking on their door, they naturally had to fight back. "We'll see if it's interesting after you win this battle." Yang Jinghai did not bother to answer Yang Wu's question. He only hoped that Yang Wu would not be arrogant and would successfully chase the Xing family out of the arena. Yang Wu pushed aside the crowd and slowly walked out. Many gazes landed on him, and in an instant, he became the center of attention. "Haha, it seems like there's no one left in the Yang family." Xing Fengqi laughed wildly when he saw Yang Wu. Someone from the Li family shook his head and said, "Sigh, I didn't expect the former overlord of the Battle Clan to decline to this extent. It seems like our Li family won't be able to continue with them in the future." Someone from the Qin family said sharply, "It seems like we can propose to kick the Yang family out of the Battle Clan." The Sun family members didn't say anything, but their eyes were full of sarcasm. The representatives of the other affiliated forces also showed disappointment. They thought that it was a prodigy that the Yang family had hidden, but who knew that it was a young man? Well, he was very handsome and had a temperament. Many girls looked at him in a daze, but how could he compete with Xingbio without reaching the peak of the heavenly fish realm? In their opinion, the Yang family was bound to lose this battle. Yang Jinghai didn't say anything. He stared at Yang Wu and clenched his fist. He made up his mind and said, "As long as this kid can win this battle, I'll do my best to train him to become a saint." Xingbio looked at Yang Wu, who was slowly walking up, and gave him a thumbs up. "You're very courageous." He paused for a moment and then said, "Unfortunately, you're too weak. It seems like your Yang family is only like this." Yang Wu stepped onto the stage and picked his ears. "My brother is inferior to you because he isn't skilled enough. However, you've gone too far in showing off in front of me. If you kneel down and apologize, I'll let you leave here alive. How about it? Ha ha! After Xing Biao heard Yang Wu's words, he laughed wildly. This was the funniest joke he had heard recently. Everyone below the stage laughed. Unfortunately, they were all mocking him. This young man called Yang Wu seemed to be overestimating himself. After Xing Biao finished laughing, Yang Wu asked Yang Jinghai, "Can I kill someone on the stage?" Without waiting for Yang Jinghai to reply, Xing Biao said, "If you can kill me, that would be the biggest joke in the world." "What if I really kill you?" Yang Wu asked curiously. "Then it proves that I'm not skilled enough. I can't blame anyone." Xing Biao crossed his arms and smiled faintly. At this moment, Yang Jinghai said, "When it comes to comparing notes, one should know when to stop." After pausing for a moment, he said sternly, "Fists and legs have no eyes. It's up to fate. Based on what you're saying, if our Xing family's child accidentally kills your Yang family's kid, you won't turn hostile and make us stay, right?" Xing Qi asked Yang Jinghai. "As long as you have the ability, we definitely won't pursue the matter," Yang Jinghai said fiercely. At this moment, the Yang family's people broke out in cold sweat for Yang Wu. If they could really kill someone on the stage, Yang Wu would be doomed. "Haha, kid, did you hear that? If you know what's good for you, you'd better admit defeat. Otherwise, I might kill you by accident." Xing Biao laughed wildly at Yang Wu. Yang Wu smiled faintly and said, "Okay, then can I begin?" "Anytime. As a guest, I'll let you make the first move. Otherwise, people will say that our Xing family doesn't know how to conduct ourselves," Xing Biao said confidently. He knew in his heart that Yang Wu's true combat strength might not be as simple as what he sensed on the surface. However, even if Yang Wu could fight those with higher realms, could Yang Wu really pose a threat to him who possessed the strength of a minor saint? The answer was definitely no. "Okay, then I'll begin," Yang Wu said with a harmless smile. Xing Biao remained calm and waited for Yang Wu to attack. He thought to himself, "I'll crush this kid in one move and let the Yang family know that going against our Xing family won't end well." Before he could finish his thought, his hair stood on end. He felt as though he was being targeted by something. An ominous feeling rose in his heart. He instinctively wanted to defend and dodge, but he didn't have the chance. A trace of coldness swept past his neck, and he completely lost consciousness. His head was suddenly separated from his body. Xing Biao's right head was separated from his body. This scene made everyone's eyes almost pop out of their sockets. They wondered if they had seen wrongly. How could the arrogant Xing Biao be killed so suddenly? They hadn't even seen Yang Wu make a move yet. Xing Ranqi stood up and smashed the chair he was sitting on. He shouted angrily, "Bastard, your saint actually made a sneak attack on a junior. Can't you afford to lose?" Xing Ranqi was a peak minor saint. Only a saint could kill Xing Biao right under his nose without him noticing. The representative of the Li family frowned and said, "Isn't this too much?" The representative of the Qin family sneered and said, "A saint intervened. It seems like the Yang family doesn't even care about their face anymore." "Interesting." The representative of the Sun family looked at Yang Wu and smiled faintly. Yang Jinghai replied faintly, "Xing Ranqi, what nonsense are you talking about? How could my saint elder make a move? Why would he bark when he's weaker? Don't tell me you're saying that my Biao was killed by that kid? Do you think we're all blind? He didn't make a move from the beginning to the end. He's just a distraction. Do you think we're all fools? If the Yang family doesn't give the Xing family an explanation today, I won't let this go," Xing Ranqi shouted. The representative of the Xing family also said, "The Yang family is really shameless. A saint made a move against a young man. Do you have any shame? Friends from the Li, Qin, and Sun families, please be our witnesses. The Yang family is really shameless. You have to give an explanation for killing my family's prodigy. Otherwise, we won't rest until you're dead." The Yang family also started to suspect if their saint had made a move. Otherwise, how could Xing Biao be killed without any warning? At this moment, Yang Wu sighed softly and said, "The Xing family's prodigy is really weak. I didn't even use my full strength. How could he be killed? I'm really sorry." Everyone was dumbfounded. What did Yang Wu mean? Could it be that he really thought he was the one who killed Xing Biao? Who do you think you are? Do you think you have the ability to kill Xing Biao? A young prodigy from the Xing family pointed at Yang Wu and shouted. "If you're not convinced, let's fight." Yang Wu replied simply to the prodigy from the Xing family. That prodigy from the Xing family wasn't any weaker than Xing Biao. At most, he was just slightly weaker. Without hesitation, he rushed into the arena to fight with Yang Wu. He was prepared to kill Yang Wu and teach the Yang family a lesson. Xing Ranqi didn't stop him. Instead, he shouted, "If the Yang family's saint makes a move again, please be our witness. The Li family is willing to be our witness. The Qin family is willing to be our witness. The Sun family is also joining in the fun. Are you more resistant to a beating than him? What if you die again?" Yang Wu asked with a smile as he looked at the prodigy from the Xing family charging at him. "Kill me if you have the ability. Don't play around." The prodigy from the Xing family shouted angrily. His entire body was filled with boundless energy. The battle saber in his hand emitted a saber light that was thousands of feet long. It pierced through the 9 heavens and was filled with dense saber intent. This prodigy from the Xing family was very tactful. He knew that he had to snatch the credit the moment he entered the arena. Moreover, he had the imperial edict in his hand at all times. As long as the power of a saint descended, the imperial edict would be opened immediately to save him. He had a good plan. He felt that the Yang family wouldn't dare to make a move on him again. Unfortunately, this child was still too naive. Poof! Chapter 708. Before the saber light landed, the head had already flown away. Everyone unleashed their strongest senses, but they still couldn't pinpoint the killer. Xing Ranqi went berserk. "Yang family, you've gone too far. If you don't hand over the killer today, don't blame me for inviting the saint ancestor." Xing Ranqi shouted at Yang Jinghai and the saint elders of Yang family. The representative of Li family said in a deep voice, "Yang Jinghai, is this your trick? You've really disappointed us." The Qin clan representative sneered and said, "The Yang clan used to be open and aboveboard, but now they've fallen to such a state." Xing Ranqi cupped his fists at the two families and said, "Thank you for witnessing this. We'll remember this forever. Blind old dog, your skills are not as good as others, yet you dare to be presumptuous in front of our Yang family's elders. Take this." Yang Wu, who was in the arena, shouted and controlled the ice blade wings to attack Xing Ranqi. Yang Wu was already pissed off when he saw the Xing family provoking the Yang family. When he stepped on the stage, he decided to make an example out of them. However, no one on the scene could see through his innate ability. In order to prove that he was the killer, he could only attack Xing Ranqi. Xing Ranqi was a peak minor saint. His sensing ability was extraordinary. When Yang Wu's ice-bladed wings rushed towards him, he finally sensed an icy cold intent slashing towards his head. Without any hesitation, a layer of dragon scales appeared and wrapped around him tightly. Then, he sent out a palm strike towards the direction where the ice-bladed wings came from. Bang. Xing Ranqi's power was extremely domineering. Yang Wu controlled the ice blade wings to change direction rapidly, not daring to come into contact with his power. At the same time, the higher-ups of Yang family released their qi and locked onto Xing Ranqi. There was a saint who jumped onto the stage and blocked Yang Wu's path. He then shouted at Xing Ranqi, "If you want to fight, I'll accompany you." "Good, very good. The saint of Yang family has finally shown himself," Xing Ranqi said with a hint of madness in his eyes. "Old dog, you still don't understand. The person who killed your Xing clan was me, not our sacred elder," Yang Wu said calmly. "Little bastard, you're bullshitting." Xing Ranchi cursed. Again. Yang Wu attacked again. This time, a cold light appeared on his ice blade wings. He was no longer completely invisible. His target was Xing Ranchi. Without waiting for Xing Ran to counterattack, Yang Wu quickly retracted his ice blade wings and said indifferently, "Old dog, did you see clearly this time?" Now, everyone could see clearly that the attack just now was triggered by Yang Wu and not the power of a saint. The two sky prides from the Xing clan had indeed died at the hands of Yang Wu. Xing Ranchi, stop being so unreasonable. Otherwise, the entire Yang clan will not agree. Yang Jinghai scolded. Then, he turned to the representatives of the other three fighting clans and said, "I believe everyone has seen it clearly. The Xing clan's people were not as skilled as the others. It wasn't our clan's sage elder who did it." The Li clan and the Qin clan did not say anything. It could be said that they agreed with Yang Jinghai's words. However, they clearly did not want to accept this result. At this moment, Wang Yuyang slowly opened his mouth and said, "It was indeed Yang Wu who killed the two children of the Xing clan during the competition." In that instant, everyone's attention was attracted to Wang Yuyang. Mount Hing Sec's Wang Yuyang. This was someone who was once on the Heavenly Dragon leaderboard, as well as Yang Jinghai. Today, he didn't sit in the VIP seat. Instead, he sat behind a young woman, looking as if the woman was his superior. When he opened his mouth, no one could ignore him. His words represented the will of the Mount Hing sect. At this moment, the Sun clan's representative said faintly, "That's right. I can also prove this point." Then, he looked at Yang Wu and said with a smile, "Little brother, you have great skills and talent." Yang Wu cupped his hands towards the Sun clan's representative and said, "You flatter me." With these two important figures speaking up for him, it basically confirmed that Yang Wu was the one who killed the Xing clan's prodigy, and not the Yang clan's sage elder. Xing Ranchi was extremely sullen. He glared at Yang Wu angrily, wanting to tear Yang Wu to shreds on the spot. "The competition is over. Xing Ranchi, immediately fulfill your promise and take out the 10 saint pills." Yang Jinghai looked at Xing Ranchi and said. Xing Ranchi frowned and threw a jade bottle at Yang Jinghai unwillingly. He then said, "Today the Xing clan's juniors lost. However, you were too cruel to kill them. You have to give us justice." "What justice do you want? Fists and legs have no eyes. Who would want that?" Plus, the Xing clan's disciple said that he could only blame himself for being weak if he was killed. Yang Jinghai replied, "You can explain this to our Xing clan's patriarch." Xing Ranchi said and summoned a puppet. It was a human-shaped puppet with soul energy attached to its forehead. It was the Xing clan's patriarch's sole intent. Everyone in the Yang clan was on high alert, including the saints. They did not expect the Xing clan to bring a puppet with patriarch's sole intent. "Xing clan, what do you want?" a Yang clan's saint shouted. "Do you really want to challenge our Yang clan's bottom line?" another saint shouted. This was the Yang clan's territory. The appearance of a puppet controlled by patriarch's sole intent was the biggest provocation to them. "Children of the Yang clan, don't be so agitated. I'm only here to see Gong Xilan," the Xing clan's patriarch said faintly. At the same time, he released his sole intent, causing everyone present to feel suffocated. It was as if a high and mighty king had descended, forcing them to kneel down. This was definitely a slap in the face. Everyone in the Yang clan felt extremely aggrieved. They wanted nothing more than to destroy the puppet. The saints of the Yang clan made their move. They could not tolerate the other party's arrogance. Several streaks of saint power turned into streaks of light that blasted towards the puppet. Unfortunately, before they could land on the puppet, a gentle breeze of energy brushed past and shook the saint power into nothingness. The few saints who had made their move were shaken to the point where they spat out blood and their auras withered. Today, the Yang clan's new clan leader is ascending to the throne. I, Xingchang, am here to present a gift. Gong Xilan, are you not going to come out and welcome the guest? the Xing clan's patriarch said faintly. What awaited the Xing clan's patriarch was not Gong Xilan's reply. Instead, it was a dragon that came with the wind. It opened its bloody mouth and bit towards the Xing clan's patriarch. This dragon was extremely huge. It was as if it had torn the sky apart. In an instant, it landed in front of the Xing clan's patriarch. The Xing clan's patriarch was shocked. He quickly formed a palm to block the dragon. Bang! A terrifying shockwave spread out in all directions. Everyone had nowhere to hide. If they were hit by this shockwave, they would die without a doubt. Fortunately, an invisible force had descended upon them, protecting them and preventing any harm from befalling them. The puppet that was attached to the Xing clan's patriarch was blasted back. A loud voice rang out, "Old dog of the Xing clan, how dare you behave so atrociously in my Yang clan?" A stalwart figure holding a war spear appeared in the air. On his back was the black tortoise. He stood on a mystical dragon. His body rippled with blue light, making it difficult for people to look at him directly. The Xing clan's patriarch looked up at the newcomer and said in shock, "Yang Taihe, I didn't expect you to be so tough." The newcomer was the Yang clan's Yang Taihe. He had been completely revived. Even if his battle strength had not fully recovered, with the Yang clan's ancestral treasure, the anti-dragon spear, he had the power to challenge the Jade Moon Realm. Yang Taihe, he really didn't die. How is that possible? The Li clan's representative cried out. The Qin clan's representative was at a loss. Who is he in the Yang clan? Why don't I have any impression of him? The Sun clan's people were also shocked. They did not know that the Yang clan had such a person. The Yang clan's subordinate forces were all frightened. The thoughts of betrayal that had just appeared quickly disappeared. Of course. The Xing clan has yet to collect the debt you owe me. How can I die just like that? Yang Taihe said very calmly. After 5,000 years of suffering, he had been reborn. He had seen through it all. He still remembered the grudge. When it was time to take revenge, he would. You won't have such a chance, the ancestor of the Xing clan said. He controlled the puppet to attack Yang Taihe. His speed was so fast that not many people could see it. When he was about to reach Yang Taihe, he threw out a punch that could break the sky. The punch was like the heavens. Its martial power was shocking. Every sky-reaching realm old monster had already comprehended at least one type of martial arts, and Xing Chang was no exception. Even though it was just a strand of his consciousness, he could activate the power of martial path. Its destructive power was shocking. Even a peak saint might not be able to block it. Those who offend the Yang clan must be killed. Yang Taihe roared. He waved the dragon rebel spear and stabbed out. The dragon rebel spear shone like the sun. It condensed into a true dragon that roamed the universe. It destroyed the punch's power. Large amounts of power wreaked havoc on the puppet, causing a series of explosions. The Xing clan's patriarch roared, "Die, Taihe!" He flew out of the puppet and ignored it. All of his willpower turned into a punch that charged at Yang Taihe's body. He wanted to completely destroy Yang Taihe's soul. Before Yang Taihe could do anything, a hand squeezed through the air. The Xing clan's patriarch's willpower was grasped by this hand. An old woman's voice rang out, "Xing Chang, you didn't hesitate to use a soul clone to test me. Do you want to know if I'm dead or not?" You're not dead? How is that possible?" Xing Chang said in panic. According to their calculations, Gong Xilan, who had fought not long ago, should be dying. How could she appear now? This didn't make sense. Sigh, I've disappointed the Xing clan. A sigh rang out. Xing Chang's willpower was crushed by the hand. Bang. Chapter 709. Xing Chang's willpower had been erased. Even a top-tier saint might not be able to destroy his willpower, but he had been erased just like that. It was clear how powerful this person was. The Xing family has repeatedly offended the Yang family. Kill them! Yang Taihe said faintly as he swung the dragon rebel spear. A true dragon roared as it wreaked havoc, heading straight for Xing Ranqi and the others. "Oh no, hurry up and open the Imperial Edict!" Xing Ranqi cried out. Unfortunately, their reaction was too late. The true dragon was already right in front of them. In an instant, they were reduced to a pool of blood and completely disappeared. It was a fierce and decisive attack. The Xing family must be killed. Long live our ancestors! All the Yang family members shouted excitedly. Before this, the Xing family had been constantly slapping the Yang family in the face. They had been holding back, but now they could finally vent it all. All these years, the Yang family had been suppressed too much by the Xing family. After today's events, they decided not to hold back anymore. They would have no regrets even if their entire family was wiped out. The Li family, Qin family, and Sun family all had different expressions on their faces. They really didn't expect Yang Taihe to be so decisive. This was beyond their expectations. Not only that, but they were also shocked by the news of Yang Taihe's rebirth and Gong Xilan's survival. Wasn't it said that Yang Taihe had already fallen for 5,000 years? Also, they had heard that Gong Xilan's lifespan was at its end. It would be difficult for her to survive. But now, the mother and son were alive and well. They had even mercilessly wiped out the Xing family. Could it all be an illusion? My Yang family's men can have their heads cut off and their blood spilled, but their wills will never be severed, Yang Taihe said firmly, then quickly disappeared in front of everyone. Our heads can be cut off and our blood spilled, but our wills will never be severed. The Yang family members shouted crazily. How many years had it been since they had been so hot-blooded? Only then did they realize that the fate of the entire family was closely related to them. If the family flourished, they would live in glory. If the family declined, they were destined to be bullied. They were bound together for good or ill. This principle was clearly placed in their hearts. It would allow them to become even stronger in the future. All right, the Xing family members who came to provoke us have all been killed. The arena matches will continue. Everyone can participate as much as they want. No one is allowed to kill. The Yang family members who performed well can soak in the ancestral blood pool once. Those who have already soaked in it or those who came from outside will be rewarded, Yang Jinghai announced. On the arena, Yang Wu had already disappeared. Someone else was standing on the arena to accept the challenge. The juniors of the Yang family deeply remembered Yang Wu in their hearts. That guy couldn't be casually provoked. A day went by. The enthronement ceremony of the new clan elder came to an end after a series of disturbances. Although they had encountered some provocations, the result was good. Li family, Qin family, and Sun family had kept a low profile. Especially Sun family, they had even released a signal of good relations with Yang family. As for the Yang family's subordinate forces, their attitude had also undergone a great change. One after another, they sent more precious congratulatory gifts. Gong Xilan didn't die and Yang Taihe was reborn. With this pair of mother and son, the Yang family would be safe and sound. After today's incident, the Yang family's fighting spirit was ignited again. They might rise again. Yang Wu wasn't in the mood to be a monkey in the arena. Since he had completed his mission, he slipped away. Yang Wu returned to his residence. Yang Ba followed him back. Both of them were people who shone brightly in the arena. "Has your strength decreased so much?" Yang Wu asked Yang Ba. He knew Yang Ba's strength very well. Yang Ba actually chose to admit defeat in front of Xing Bai. He felt that it should be the aftereffects of the demonic aura in Yang Ba's body being removed. Yang Ba nodded lightly and said, "My strength has been weakened, but it will be replenished soon." He paused for a moment and said, "The main problem is that I don't have a suitable weapon and combat skills." He grew up in the City of Redemption and didn't learn many combat skills. There was no way for him to flexibly unleash the combat power he should have. Yang Wu nodded lightly and said, "Well, I'll teach you a combat skill later. I guarantee that you can increase your combat power in a short time. Don't be in a hurry to break through to the dragon transformation realm. Continue to train your body. It won't be too late to break through after you have a solid foundation. Well, I know what to do. Yang Ba nodded lightly. In the future, this family will be the world of us two brothers. Yang Wu looked at Yang Ba and said confidently. Yang Ba was stunned for a moment, then revealed a bright smile. The next day, the Yang family's ancestral blood pool was opened. Yang Wu and Yang Ba each had a spot. The Yang family's ancestral blood pool was a pool that condensed the blood essence of their ancestors. It could increase the bloodline power of the Yang family members below the dragon transformation realm. However, the Yang family members would generally enter the pool before they reached the Earth-Sea realm to learn etiquette. Each person was only allowed to soak in the pool once in their lifetime. Moreover, not everyone could enter the ancestral blood pool. Only those with extraordinary potential could enter. Those who could enter the ancestral blood pool were basically the prodigies that the Yang family would focus on nurturing. Yang Wu and Yang Ba were brought to a place densely covered in formations. The elder who led the way repeatedly warned them to follow closely and not to touch other places. Otherwise, they would be killed by the formations. Soon, they came to a bright red blood pool. The smell of blood permeated the air, and from time to time, there would be blood bubbles bubbling like boiling blood. The bloodlines of the youngsters who came here resonated. Their war blood talent could not help but operate freely, and a majestic fighting spirit soared into the sky. Roar! Suddenly, a terrifying blood-red black tortoise appeared in the ancestral blood pool. It roared at the sky like a monarch, and its domineering pressure immediately suppressed the bloodline power of the youngsters. Only Yang Wu's black tortoise spirit could barely resist. Roar! Yang Wu's black tortoise spirit roared back at the blood-red black tortoise, seemingly unwilling to be suppressed. The elder who was leading the way widened his eyes in shock and exclaimed, "Ancestral awakening bloodline!" The other 10 youngsters of the Yang family also showed looks of shock, apparently not expecting Yang Wu to have such a pure bloodline power. Quickly enter the blood pool. When you feel that your bloodline power has evolved, come out, the elder shouted to the youngsters who came forward. In the next moment, the youngsters of the Yang family recovered from their shock and jumped into the ancestral blood pool one after another. This was a rare opportunity, so they had to seize the time to improve their bloodline power. Only then could they possess stronger combat strength. "Let's go," Yang Wu said lightly to Yang Ba and also walked into the ancestral blood pool. The ancestral blood pool was not big, just like a small pond, and could only hold 100 people at most. Now that the 12 youngsters had entered, they were all in different positions, so there was still a considerable distance between them, enough for them to quietly improve their bloodline power. Yang Wu walked to his position, which was in the center and also where the blood qi was the richest. The others sensibly moved aside as they all knew that Yang Wu had made a great contribution to the Yang family, so this position belonged to none other than him. Yang Wu's body was soaked in blood, and the blood vessels in his body became much more lively, resonating with the blood vessels around him. "I lost too much blood essence some time ago, it's time to replenish it." Yang Wu felt that the bloodline power here was of the same origin as his and did not reject it too much, so he decided to try absorbing some of it. He carefully absorbed a small amount of blood qi into his body and felt the changes. He did not dare to absorb too much, as he did not want any changes to his bloodline. When the first strand of blood qi entered his body, he did not feel any discomfort, and his bloodline did not seem to be improved. He continued to absorb the next strand of blood qi, but still did not feel anything. He muttered, "I don't feel any discomfort for the time being. This blood qi should not harm my bloodline power, but it seems that it can't improve my bloodline talent either." In the next moment, Yang Wu released the absorption ability of the Sovereign 9 Profound Arts, and quickly absorbed the blood qi in the ancestral blood pool. A large amount of blood qi continued to gather towards him, and finally, the blood qi in his body began to change. The lost blood essence began to be replenished, but his bloodline power did not improve. Yang Wu simply absorbed at full speed. He wanted to figure out if the blood qi in the ancestral blood pool was too weak, or if his bloodline power was too perfect. As a large amount of blood qi entered Yang Wu's body, his blood qi was replenished, and his lost blood essence was quickly recovered. The others were also absorbing the power of blood qi. However, compared to Yang Wu, the amount they absorbed was too little. Even so, they had very obvious gains. Not only was their blood qi growing stronger, but their bloodline power was also rapidly improving. At the same time, they were roaring in pain, seeming incomparably uncomfortable. The blood qi in the ancestral blood pool was of a higher grade than the bloodline talent in their bodies. Only by stimulating their bloodline power through the blood qi could they improve. If anyone could not bear it, they could only come out of the ancestral blood pool. The clan elder guarding the ancestral blood pool heard the wailing and howling sounds and revealed a satisfied expression. He muttered, "I hope these children can all improve their bloodline purity to 60%. Then our Yang family will have hope." This clan elder paid more attention to Yang Wu. He found it strange that Yang Wu did not move at all. He thought to himself, could it be that this child has not been blessed by the ancestral blood? Not long after, Yang Wu walked out of the blood pool. The clan elder was stunned. Those who entered the ancestral blood pool could generally last for more than 4 hours, and the longest could last for 3 days. They could obtain different degrees of improvement. Yang Wu had only entered the ancestral blood pool for about 15 minutes, so how could he walk out on his own? Was this kid's luck really that bad? Why did you come out? Are you not prepared? The clan elder asked Yang Wu. Yang Wu waved his hand and said, "The blood qi in the ancestral blood pool is too weak. It's not useful to me." The ancestral blood pool's blood qi is too weak? The clan elder was stunned. This was the purest and most precious blood essence left behind by their Yang family's countless ancestors. How could it be so weak? Bullshit. Chapter 710. Yang Wu didn't return empty-handed from the ancestral blood pool. At the very least, his blood essence had been replenished, which was enough for him. However, the clan elder was scared out of his wits. Such an outstanding youth not being able to raise his bloodline power in the ancestral blood pool made him suspicious of the ancestral blood pool. He even suspected that Yang Wu was of the Yang clan's bloodline. However, when he thought of the black tortoise's spirit that was released when Yang Wu entered the ancestral blood pool, he felt that his suspicions were unnecessary. Perhaps the atavistic bloodline had the ability to automatically advance, and the blood energy in the ancestral blood pool was really weak. Yang Wu ignored the clan elder's doubts and poured out a bowl of ancestral blood, which gave the clan elder a fright. The clan elder said, "What are you doing? You can't drink it directly and you can't take it out of here." If Yang Wu hadn't been taken care of by the clan's sacred elder, he would have already taught Yang Wu a lesson. "Don't worry, I won't take it out. I just want to take a look," Yang Wu replied. He stared at the ancestral blood, licking it from time to time as if he was studying its mysteries. The clan elder endured again and again, feeling that Yang Wu was too good at acting. After a while, Yang Wu said indifferently, "No wonder the ancestral blood pool's blood energy is so weak. It turns out that there's a problem with the formula." The clan elder couldn't help but reprimand, "Kid, be careful with your words. This is the ancestral blood pool, you can't destroy it." "Well, then I'll go first," Yang Wu responded softly. He didn't stay here any longer and walked out. Yang Wu clearly remembered the path he had taken before. He smoothly left the ancestral blood pool, leaving the clan elder who had yet to recover from his shock. After Yang Wu left, he went directly to the clan elder's residence, Sea Dragon Island. After Yang Jinghai became the Yang clan's patriarch, he still stayed here to cultivate. He would only go to the main hall when there was a meeting. Sea Dragon Island had also become the clan elder's territory. The defenses here had been raised several times, making it impossible for ordinary people to enter. Before Yang Wu could get close to Sea Dragon Island, he was stopped by someone. After Yang Wu showed a token, not only did the person stop him, he even personally led the way for Yang Wu. The Patriarch's order. Seeing the order was the same as seeing the Patriarch. This was one of the rewards Yang Wu had received. Yang Wu had killed 2 prodigies of the Xing clan and saved Yang Taihe. This was enough for him to be given the clan leader's medallion. If it were any other peerless monster, even if they had made such a great contribution, it wouldn't be enough to obtain the Patriarch's order. However, Yang Wu had another identity, and that was the little saint pharmacist. This identity was incomparably precious. Moreover, he also had the power of the ancestral bloodline. It was normal for him to receive special treatment. Now that he had the Patriarch token, he actually had the title of Young Patriarch. In the Yang clan, the position of Young Patriarch didn't refer to the son of the Patriarch, but to the person who had the chance to become the Patriarch in the future. Yang Wu undoubtedly had the ability to be recognized by the entire Yang clan. When they arrived at the island, a beautiful maid led Yang Wu onto a bamboo raft and rowed towards Sea Dragon Island. All of a sudden, a gigantic shadow emerged from the lake, causing countless waves to splash up. Yang Wu remained motionless as he looked at the giant silhouette, a trace of excitement flashing across his face as he said, "It's actually a high-grade flood dragon, not bad." The maid on the raft was so frightened by Yang Wu's words that she almost fell into the lake. How dare this guy say something like that to Lord Xiaolong? The flood dragon's eyes widened and emitted a murderous aura. He asked Yang Wu, "Kid, aren't you afraid of me? Lord Flood Dragon, can you give me some essence blood? I also have a flood dragon, but it's a pity that its cultivation level is far from Lord Flood Dragon's." Yang Wu didn't answer the question. The flood dragon was stunned. Not only was this kid not afraid of him, he even wanted to borrow his essence blood. Was there any justice in this? For many years, the Yang family members who came to the island for the first time would be frightened by him. He gradually fell in love with this game of scaring people. Today was the first time he met a youth who wasn't afraid of him. "Is your flood dragon also in the family?" The flood dragon didn't lower himself to Yang Wu's level. Instead, he revealed a hint of intimacy as he asked. He admired such a courageous young man. "Yes, he's only in the demonic king realm. I'll call him over later. His name is Yang Zhenlong. I hope he can soar into the sky one day and transform into a dragon." Yang Wu said. "That's a good name. Very ambitious. Call him over later. I'll teach him," the flood dragon said with satisfaction. The flood dragon didn't block Yang Wu's path anymore. The maid continued to row the raft towards the island. "Young master, you're so strong. You're actually not afraid of Lord Flood Dragon," the maid said with a hint of worship. "I'm not the young master. This is nothing." Yang Wu smiled faintly. He had even seen the Jade Moon Realm Tongtian ancestor. How could he be afraid of a little saint demon? Soon, Yang Wu was brought to Sea King Island. Yang Jinghai was already waiting on the shore. Yang Wu jumped off the raft and cupped his hands to greet Yang Jinghai. "Greetings, Patriarch. You're not bad." Yang Jinghai looked at Yang Wu from head to toe and praised. He then asked, "Didn't you go to the ancestral blood pool? Why are you here now?" "The blood chi in the ancestral blood pool is too faint. It doesn't have any effect on me," Yang Wu said truthfully. Yang Jinghai was stunned. He then smiled. "That's right. You have an atavistic bloodline. The ancestral blood pool's blood is too mixed. It's normal that it doesn't have any effect on you." After a pause, he asked, "Why are you here?" "As long as I can help you, I will. You are a great hero of our Yang clan." "I'm here to discuss a deal with Patriarch." Yang Wu smiled faintly. "A deal? Tell me about it." Yang Jinghai was surprised. "I can make the blood chi in the ancestral blood pool more condensed and concentrated. It has fewer side effects and can be used for a long time. Yang Wu said straightforwardly. Are you joking? The ancestral blood pool is the blood, sweat, and tears of my Yang family's ancestors. Even if a saint alchemist were to come, he would be amazed. What ability do you have to make the blood qi in the ancestral blood pool change? Just because a saint alchemist can't doesn't mean I can't. Yang Wu said confidently. He then continued, the ancestral blood pool made from the essence blood of many saints and some saint alchemists is too mixed. It can't increase one's bloodline power. I know all the ingredients in it, but the formula is too shallow. It can't achieve the best effect. You know how to make saint elixirs? Who am I? I am the supreme alchemist God's son. What don't I know? As long as I have enough ingredients, I can make the ancestral blood pool rise to another level. Tell me what you need. As long as this patriarch can do it, I'll prepare it for you. Yang Jinghai was full of courage and didn't feel that Yang Wu was tricking him. He made a prompt decision. I need a large amount of ingredients and spirit stones, so I want to discuss a win-win deal with Patriarch. Yang Wu said seriously. If you can increase the ancestral blood pool's power, I can make the decision to give you a batch of ingredients and spirit stones as a reward. No, I don't need that little bit of reward. I want a large supply and I will refine more pills to help the clan become stronger. The clan also has alchemists. In fact, you don't need to waste time on alchemy. Haha, how can they compare to me? After a discussion between Yang Wu and Yang Jinghai decided to listen to Yang Wu's suggestion. He started to collect the ingredients that Yang Wu had listed and prepared to upgrade the ancestral blood pool. As for the pill deal that Yang Wu mentioned, he was skeptical. But when Yang Wu took out a pile of high-quality pills and even little sage pills, he was completely convinced. He agreed to Yang Wu's request and helped Yang Wu collect ingredients for a long period of time. He even opened the clan's medicine pavilion for Yang Wu to collect as many ingredients as he wanted, as long as Yang Wu could provide a batch of pills for the Yang family. After this matter was settled, Yang Jinghai cut to the chase and said, Yang Wu, try to increase your strength. I plan to let you cultivate in the God of War Pagoda. Our Yang family only has 5 spots left. God of War Pagoda? Where is that? Yang Wu asked. The God of War Pagoda is a battle pagoda built by the ancestors of our 8 great battle clans. It is now suppressed in God of War City and belongs to the Xianyuan family. Every 10 years, it will be opened to the outside world for the younger generation of prodigies to speed up their cultivation and strive to become sages sooner. Yang Jinghai said. Then he sighed softly and said, in the past, our Yang family could have 50 spots. But as the clan gradually declined, the spots were taken by the other great clans and fell drastically. There are only 5 spots left. Usually, only the most outstanding juniors can have one of the spot. You have contributed greatly to the clan, so we specially prepared a spot for you. I hope you can cherish it. Since that's the case, why not leave it to others? Yang Wu said with a shrug. Haha, cultivating in the God of War Pagoda for a day is equivalent to cultivating in the outside world for 3 months or even a year. Do you really want to leave it to others? Yang Jinghai laughed. Cough cough. How can I? The Patriarch has given me such a good opportunity. Of course I have to cherish it. I was just joking. Yang Wu hurriedly took back his words. The God of War Pagoda was so magical. How could he miss out on it? It should be a holy land for cultivation. If he could cultivate for 10 days to half a month, wouldn't he be able to directly reach the small saint realm? Yang Jinghai seemed to have seen through Yang Wu's thoughts. He said from the side, everyone can only enter the God of War Pagoda once in their lifetime. And each time they can only stay for 10 days. Only 10 days? So little. Yang Wu said with slight disdain. Don't be greedy. Sometimes 10 days is equivalent to 10 years. It depends on your own ability. All right, since the patriarch has said so, I will go cultivate in the God of War pagoda. When will I set off? No hurry. You still have to wait for half a month. Oh right, when do you plan to marry the Heng Mountain Sect's eldest daughter? I will prepare the betrothal gifts for you. Chapter 7:11. Shu Yujun did not stay in the VIP courtyard arranged by the Yang family, but in Yang Wu's courtyard. There were more than 10 rooms in this courtyard, enough for Yang Wu and the rest to live in. This time, Shu Yujun gave the Yang family enough face during the coronation ceremony. Shu Yujun made a public appearance in the Yang family, and many of the younger generation of the Yang family knew that she was the young miss of the Heng Mountain sect and had a respected status. Many of the younger generation of the Yang family had the idea that Shu Yujun was a fair and virtuous woman, a gentleman's desire. After asking around, they found out that her heart already belonged to someone else, and they lamented in their hearts. During this time, Shu Yujun followed Yang Wu like this, and had already made her feelings clear. Could Yang Wu still abandon her? Young miss, if that brat still doesn't reply, I'll definitely cripple him, Wang Yuyang said to Shu Yujun. Time was of the essence for young warriors. Shu Yujun had made such a huge sacrifice, and Wang Yuyang felt that Yang Wu had to take responsibility. Shu Yujun smiled charmingly and replied, "Don't worry, give him some time. If I push him too hard, all my efforts will go to waste." But the Heavenly Dragon and Heavenly Phoenix rankings are about to begin. Young miss, you have to break through to the Dragon Transformation realm as soon as possible. You can't continue to be in love like this, Wang Yuyang advised. Do you think I haven't improved during this time? I've already reached the peak of the Heavenly Fish realm. If you were in the sect, your improvement would be faster than now. No, you're wrong. I've improved a lot now, and it's not much worse than when I was in the sect. Young miss, you're too biased towards that brat. He refined some body-tempering medicinal liquid for me, and it's still effective on me. Don't you think my improvement is great? That brat is so powerful. Yang Wu walked back from Yang Jinghai's place. He was also thinking about the matter with Shu Yujun. If I don't make up my mind, I'll be in trouble. If this goes on, I'm afraid I'll sink deeper. He struggled for a while, but he was still reluctant to go back and say cruel words to Shu Yujun. This woman was willing to swallow the heart-devouring pill for him. How could he make her sad? Perhaps I should bring her along to the God of War pagoda, Yang Wu thought to himself. Currently, the Yang family only had 5 slots for the God of War pagoda. However, there were still a few slots that they could fight for. However, the conditions were very strict. After Yang Wu returned to the courtyard, he greeted his grandfather and went to see Shu Yujun. After chatting for a while, he entered seclusion. Yang Jinghai still needed time to collect the herbs. He wanted to take the opportunity to improve his ability. After entering his seclusion room, he took out the sealed Xinghua. This Xinghua was a sacred flame. It had burned Yang Taihe for thousands of years without extinguishing. Gong Xilan had compressed and sealed it before giving it to him. This Xinghua might not be of much use to others, but it was a great tonic for Lan Jiaoji. Lan Jiaoji had devoured the Thunder Fire, Yaksha Black Flames, Heavenly Lion Flames, and Corrosive Flame Fire Seed. It had become a high-grade little sacred fire seed. If it refined this Xinghua, it would become a top-grade little sacred fire seed, even if it didn't become a sacred flame. Yang Wu adjusted his state and released Lan Jiaoji. It started to wrap around the sealed Xinghua and extract its power bit by bit. This seal's power wasn't completely sealed. There was a hole that could be opened as long as he injected power. This was to make it easier for Yang Wu to absorb and refine. The Saint-grade Xinghua was very domineering. Even though it wasn't an origin fire seed, it still wanted to devour Lan Jiaoji after charging out of the seal. Fortunately, Lan Jiaoji wasn't weak. It said excitedly, "I'm so hungry, I'm so hungry." Therefore, it quickly enveloped and refined the overflowing Xinghua, not giving the Xinghua any chance to fight back. A wisp of holy fire was very powerful, but it couldn't compare to Lan Jiaoji's origin fire seed. It was quickly refined. Can I increase your speed? Yang Wu asked Lan Jiaoji. Give me 2 portions first. I'll eat slowly. This fire is very strong. I can eat until I'm full, Lan Jiaoji replied. Okay, let's try 2 portions first. The next moment 2 more wisps of Xinghua flowed out. The ferocious firepower filled the entire room with a burning sensation. Lan Jiaoji turned into black tortoise and swallowed the 2 wisps of Xinghua. The dark blue flames slowly melted and assimilated the black flames. Lan Jiaoji's firepower was increasing, and it vaguely had a devouring ability. In the past, Lan Jiaoji could only devour and refine flames of the same origin. Now, its devouring ability was like Xinghua. It could burn and devour everything. It had an additional attribute. Yang Wu continued to pull out more wisps of Xinghua so that Lan Jiaoji could continue to grow. After a day and a night, Lan Jiaoji was finally able to completely adapt to Xinghua's power. It had also improved a lot. Yang Wu completely pulled out Xinghua. The ferocious holy fire burned his skin and flesh. The things in the cultivation room started to burn. It could turn this place into a sea of fire at any moment. I'll eat you. Lan Jiaoji exploded with all its power and swallowed the holy fire in one go. It didn't give it a chance to harm it. In the end, Xinghua completely became Lan Jiaoji's firepower. Lan Jiaoji didn't become a holy fire seed, but it had reached the pinnacle little saint fire seed. It was very close to becoming a holy fire seed. When Yang Wu took back Lan Jiaoji, the blood in his heart surged. Flames rippled through his limbs. His organs and body were refined again. His little saint body improved. 3 days later, Yang Jinghai sent someone to call him out. He had just finished upgrading Lan Jiaoji. There was a trace of strange flame energy flowing through his body. It added a bit of demonic charm to him. Yang Wu was brought to the ancestral blood pool. All the prodigies had already left the ancestral blood pool. They had all improved. Yang Ba used this opportunity to condense the spirit of the black tortoise. His bloodline had clearly improved. His battle power had probably become even stronger. In front of the ancestral blood pool, Yang Jinghai and the elder that guarded the ancestral blood pool, Yang Jingshan, were both present. There was also an old man and a young girl. They were respectively a spirited white-haired old man and a beautiful young girl. When Yang Jinghai saw Yang Wu arrive, he introduced them to Yang Wu. Yang Wu, this is our Yang family's tributary elder, Grandmaster Dan Long. This is his granddaughter, Dan Zi. They are the same kind of people as you. Dan Long and Dan Zi looked at Yang Wu. Yang Wu also looked at them. Yang Wu directly ignored Dan Long and focused on Dan Zi. He praised in his heart, this girl is really fierce. She wasn't very tall and could only be considered average. However, her chest was truly shocking. Her clothes seemed like they would explode at any moment. Pervert! Dan Zi couldn't help muttering when she noticed Yang Wu's wretched gaze. No one present was weak. No matter how soft her voice was, everyone could hear it. Yang Wu's face turned red. He cupped his hands towards the two and said, "Greetings, Elder Dan." Dan Long nodded slightly towards Yang Wu. He was a little saint alchemist and had a unique reserve. He thought to himself, no matter how I look at it, this brat doesn't look like a brilliant alchemist. Yang Wu, the materials you want are all prepared. What do you plan to do? Yang Jinghai asked Yang Wu. Just leave them to me. Yang Wu replied. There are quite a few saint medicines here. Be careful, we can't afford to waste any of them. Yang Jinghai said as he handed over a universe ring to Yang Wu. Dan Long couldn't help but say from the side, saint medicines are priceless. Patriarch, is it really okay for you to give them to him like this? He was invited by Yang Jinghai because he wanted to find out if Yang Wu could increase the ability of the ancestral blood pool. He was already the most brilliant alchemist in the Yang family. He didn't believe that Yang Wu's alchemy skills were better than his. He also couldn't refine Saint Pills. Yang Jinghai felt that it was too hasty to hand the Saint medicines over to Yang Wu. It's fine. I believe that he can do something. Yang Jinghai waved his hand and said, Lord Patriarch, no matter how powerful he is, he's only a heavenly alchemist. Could it be that he's more powerful than my grandfather? Danzi said. Originally, these words shouldn't be said like this. It was too hurtful to people's self-esteem. However, Yang Wu's words just now made her feel very unhappy. She was giving Yang Wu a hard time. Little Z, don't talk nonsense. Patriarch naturally has his reasons for believing him. Dan Long reprimanded softly. That's right. Patriarch naturally has his reasons for believing me. Yang Wu followed and replied. Then, he revealed a confident smile and said, I have the formula to increase the ancestral blood pool. Please stay quiet and watch. In the next moment, a batch of herbs appeared in Yang Wu's yin and yang ring. These were all ordinary herbs, and there was nothing special about them. These herbs floated above the blood pool, and a blue flame swept out. The flame didn't touch the herbs, but the herbs were burned by the flame, and the essence of the herbs dripped down. In an instant, dozens of herbs turned into essences and dripped into the ancestral blood pool. Using the mind to control medicine, Danzi exclaimed. This was a method that only a saint alchemist could do. Only a few little saint alchemists could do it. It required a lot of mental power. Shoo! Dan Long made a shushing gesture to his granddaughter. Danzi quickly covered her mouth and stared at the tall figure with wide eyes. There was a different kind of light in her beautiful eyes. Wave after wave of herbs flew out of the yin and yang ring, and were all easily refined by Yang Wu's blue enchantress. As these herbs fell into the ancestral blood pool, the pool became more fragrant. This was only the beginning. As Yang Wu concentrated, the spirit, king, and heavenly herbs all flew out and were refined into the ancestral blood pool. The herbs all over the sky turned into sparkling and translucent essences one after another, just like the stars in the sky. It was so intoxicating. Soon, a small saintly medicine flew out, and Yang Wu refined it as easily as before. The ancestral blood pool gradually showed signs of boiling. The spirit of the black tortoise appeared and actually opened its mouth to devour the dripping essences as if it had been starving for many years. Suddenly, after the herbs were refined, Yang Wu flicked his finger and an herb full of medicinal energy appeared. Everyone couldn't help but hold their breaths. A 5,000-year-old blood coral. Chapter 7:12. Every stalk of saint medicine was priceless, and the herbal essence they contained was incomparably rich. If they were carelessly damaged, the loss would be enough to make a saint's heart ache. Currently, the Yang clan's foundation was far inferior to before, and every stalk of saint medicine was extremely important to them. Yang Jinghai was quite daring to hand them over to Yang Wu without worry. Yang Wu didn't disappoint Yang Jinghai. The 5,000-year-old blood coral was successfully refined, turning into an incomparably rich herbal essence that dripped into the ancestral blood pool. After the scarlet-black tortoise's spirit swallowed the blood coral, it let out an extremely excited roar, and its body became a lot stronger. Yang Jinghai and Yang Jingguan both felt the blood energy in the ancestral blood pool increase by a lot, and their faces revealed excitement. The ancestral blood pool wasn't just formed from the blood essence of their ancestors, but also various saint springs and saint medicines. Only then could it maintain the ability to increase the power of their bloodline. They had always thought that the formula to create the ancestral blood pool was perfect, but now it seemed that wasn't the case. There was still room for improvement. Dan Long and Dan Zi had long been shocked by Yang Wu's alchemy methods. Both of them were very skilled in alchemy, and they had inherited ancient methods, but they couldn't achieve the same level of proficiency as Yang Wu. This young man's alchemy methods had already reached the level of alchemy. After the 5,000-year-old blood coral was refined, another stalk of Saint Medicine flew out. It was the 5,000-year-old star plucking grass. Yang Wu once again smoothly refined this stalk of Saint Medicine, appearing to be quite relaxed. In the next moment, several more stalks of Saint Medicine flew out one after another, and they were all easily refined by Yang Wu. Yang Wu thought inwardly, Saint Medicine is also a type of herb, and every stalk contains a large amount of essence. If it was alchemy, I would have to protect this essence, but now it's just concocting medicinal liquid, so it's not that difficult. After all the Saint Medicine were refined by Yang Wu, a shocking phenomenon occurred in the ancestral blood pool. Roar. The black tortoise's spirit was constantly roaring, and an ancient figure appeared above the ancestral blood pool. That astonishing pressure covered the entire clan, and the ancestral stone statue in the blood-testing hall seemed to have sensed it, and an astonishing aura appeared. Everyone in the Yang clan seemed to see the shadow of their ancestors above the clan. Their blood energy was astonishing, and their battle strength soaring. They were all heroes of an era, and had made great contributions to the Yang clan. Ancestors' spirit, ancestors' spirit. Recently there have been many strange occurrences. This is a great omen for our Yang clan. This is great. Quick, kneel down and worship our ancestors. May the heavens bless our Yang family. The disciples of the Yang family knelt down one by one, kowtowing to their ancestors and muttering prayers. They prayed that the Yang family would become better, that they would become stronger. Several figures appeared in front of the ancestral blood pool. Gong Xilan, Yang Taihe, and several other saints had arrived. Patriarch, what's going on? Yang Liuyu asked Yang Jinghai. The ancestral blood pool is of great importance, what are you doing? Another saint from the Azure bloodline shouted. Yang Jinghai came back to his senses and said, This is all caused by Yang Wu, you can ask him. Gong Xilan looked at Yang Wu in astonishment and said, Child, what's going on? I seem to sense that the ancestral blood pool's blood energy has become clearer. Yang Wu replied, I just increased the ancestral blood pool's blood energy. In the future, the ancestral blood pool can be opened to the public every year. As long as there are enough herbs, it's fine to open it at any time. Is this true? A saint elder asked with a trembling voice. Could it be an illusion? What if the ancestral blood pool is destroyed? Another person asked. Yang Jinghai quivered and said, Quickly bring a clansman here to test it. Gong Xilan waved her hand and said, No need to guess. The ancestral blood pool is not destroyed, and it has indeed improved. She had the ability to make the final decision in the Yang clan. Since she had spoken, no one dared to raise any questions. Joy appeared on each of their faces. The ancestral blood pool had improved, which meant that their descendants would benefit in the future. The Yang clan's return to its former glory was just around the corner. Yang Wu, you've done a great service for our Yang clan. Speak, what reward do you need? As long as our Yang clan can satisfy you, we will definitely help you. Yang Jinghai said heroically. He had just ascended to the position of patriarch and had many things to do. Yang Wu had increased the ancestral blood pool's blood energy, so wasn't it all thanks to him as the patriarch? He had given a large amount of herbs to Yang Wu as a gamble, and this time, he had made the right bet. Yang Wu stretched and said, Patriarch, didn't we have an agreement? I don't want any reward, that would be too polite. That's that. I will give you the herbs and spirit stones you need. The ancestral blood pool is very important. It determines the rise and fall of our Yang clan. I believe great-grandmother and little ancestor will also agree to reward you. Yang Jinghai said excitedly. Gong Xilan and Yang Taihe looked at Yang Wu and nodded lightly. They really didn't expect Yang Wu to be so good at tormenting others. Perhaps the Yang clan would really soar again because of him. Then arrange a good cultivation place for me. My family has more than a dozen people. When my parents come over from the mortal world, the courtyard we have now won't be enough. Yang Wu thought for a moment and said, he already had the herbs and spirit stones he wanted. What else did he lack? Perhaps a good place for cultivation would be more suitable. This is my fault. You are our Yang clan's young patriarch. You should have changed to a core courtyard long ago. I will ask someone to change it for you. In addition, I will reward you with a pristine Saint Stage war chariot. How about it? Yang Jinghai said. Pristine Saint Stage war chariot? Okay, I want it. Yang Wu's eyes lit up and agreed without hesitation. He really didn't think of asking for a war chariot. Since the Yang clan had such a good thing, he naturally wouldn't refuse. Yang Jinghai gave his war chariot to Yang Wu in front of everyone. This was a flood dragon war chariot. The carving was very exquisite and luxurious. It could accommodate about 10 people. The body of the chariot had mysterious battle runes. The 2 ferocious flood dragon heads were raised to the sky. It was very imposing. As long as enough spirit stones were poured into this war chariot, it could fly in the air. It could also explode with offensive and defensive power. Its value was extraordinary. Gong Xilan and Yang Taihe were quite satisfied with Yang Jinghai's action. It was a wise move to choose him as the patriarch. Child, you come with me, Gong Xilan said, and then disappeared with Yang Wu from the place where she stood. After Yang Taihe praised Yang Jinghai, he also left the place. Yang Jinghai was like a child who ate candy. He smiled very happily. Being able to get little ancestors' approval was extraordinary. What happened here is forbidden to spread. Yang Jinghai quickly restrained his smile and became incomparably serious. Yes, Patriarch. Everyone replied in unison. Yang Jingshan asked, Patriarch, are we really not going to test the effect? Sacred Elders, why don't you bring a few little fellows that you have nurtured to try? Yang Jinghai didn't answer Yang Jingshan's question. Instead, he looked at the few saints present and asked, There's no rush. Let's see if this blood pool is stable first. A saint replied. A saint directly grabbed a ball of blood pool water and began to size up the blood pool water to see if there was really no problem. Danlong had already done so. He even licked the blood with a thoughtful look on his face. Danlong, is there a problem with the ancestral blood pool? Yang Liuyu asked. Danlong praised. There's no problem at all. The quality has already improved a lot. Moreover, the earlier you enter the blood pool, the more obvious the effect will be. As time passes, the quality will definitely decrease, but it's already much better than before. Yang Wu's formula is really amazing. As soon as he finished speaking, the few sage elders present disappeared from this place. I haven't finished yet. Danlong was stunned as he looked at the sacred elders who left. Haha, the heavens are really helping my Yang family. Yang Jinghai laughed incomparably carefreely. Congratulations, Patriarch. Danlong congratulated. After pausing for a moment, he said, Patriarch, can you introduce me to little brother Yang Wu again? Just call him Young Patriarch from now on. Yang Jinghai emphasized. Then, he said, when he comes out from great-grandmother's place, you guys can go and chat with him. Perhaps you will really gain something. Yang Wu was once again brought back to the forbidden grounds. Child, you saved our Yang family. Grandma doesn't know how to thank you, Gong Xilan said with a kind expression. Great-grandmother, you flatter me. I just did what I could, Yang Wu said modestly. You're really such a child. Grandma called you here this time because there are 3 things I want to tell you. First, you should have heard about the God of War Pagoda. I hope you can use your own ability to charge up to the 9th level. There is the imprint of our Yang family's ancestors' legacy there. Second, I have already asked Jinghai, that child, to appoint you as the young patriarch. You have the obligation to lead the new generation of Yang family children to become even stronger. Third, from now on, I will let Qing Feng protect you by your side and will not let anything happen to you. You must protect yourself well and grow up faster. Can you promise, Grandma? Gong Xilan said very seriously. Instantly, Yang Wu felt as if there was a heavy burden on his shoulders. He was at a loss for what to do. He hadn't even integrated into the family yet. How could he become the young patriarch? After a while, Yang Wu came back to his senses and replied, "Great-grandmother, are you joking? I was once branded with the sinner's blood. What happened 800 years ago was actually just a misunderstanding. It has already been cleared up. You can't blame that child, Bai Chong. You can only blame me for being useless and harming that child," Gong Xilan said with a hint of self-blame. She paused and said, "Child, you have to promise Grandma 3 things. Otherwise, Grandma won't be able to rest in peace." Yang Wu knew that Gong Xilan didn't have much time left. He could only nod and say, "I will do my best for the first and second things. But forget about the last thing. Letting Lord Qing Feng protect me is a waste of talent. No, from now on, you are Qing Feng's master. This cannot be changed.